Is this where the damn drumming and the music kicks in?
Yeah.
What is going on, everybody? Hello and welcome back to On the Pipe Podcast. Today is Tuesday, August the 12th, 2025, years after zero. And you're joining us just in time for an episode of OTP Tuesday on the Pipe, brought to you by Yamaha Motors USA, Yamaha Dirt Bikes. We got a brand new member of the Blue Crew here in the room with us. Joining us, as mostly always, we got Big Tom, we got Big Rig Craig, the newest member of Team Blue Crew.
Got me one.
Mostly always. I like that.
We jump around a little bit, but hey, for the most part, this is the solid crew right here. How's the new Yamaha? Have we had a chance to ride it yet?
I pulled 2 hole shots in my backyard this week. Other than that, it's been raining. So far, I like it.
Been raining a lot.
Who'd you do the start against?
Ted, Josh's dog, was in the backyard with me and had to line up. And happy to say I smoked his ass. So
yeah, babysitting Ted, old Toth like both puppy. Toth, we were just talking about this before we went live. Overseas right now, racing Enduro GPs, racing all over the place, getting ready to head over to Italy to get prepped. I think he raced in Italy too this weekend, but all of the teams getting ready to head over to Italy to start walking test and get ready for this year's ISDE. Have you been able to check in with Ted's dad? How's it going over there for him?
I'm not sure how he did in the Enduro GP, but I think over the weekend he raced in a Wales GP. I don't know if it's like a local sprint, but him and Jack Edmondson went 1 and 2. So yeah, Jack got him.
I heard they're battling back and forth.
Yeah. I think it was after a night out too. I think the boys were hanging out and they still went 1 and 2. So worked out good. It sounds like.
Heck yeah.
When does ISDE start?
It starts.
Walking starts next week, right? Because they fly out Thursday. Well, tomorrow, a bunch of guys fly out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's.
And I think Strang leaves Thursday or Friday.
Yeah.
Some guys are already over there. Gus Reardon also racing overseas. I think he raced Enduro GP as well. Did pretty good. But yeah, so I think next week they're walking, and then the following Monday, 6 days
racing.
actually starts. I got my media credential approved. I don't have a flight, don't have a car, don't have a place to stay. So still on the fence about what OTP's plans are for Italy. Might be there, might not be. A little scared to fly, if I'm being honest with you.
Tyler said, "You want to go to ISDE? We'll have a place to stay."
So
that's what he told me 3 months ago.
It'll be the 25th.
Sounds right.
I'm just asking if I need to book a whole week of OTP shows that week.
To participate? You coming to Italy? Let's go to Italy.
No. not going to Italy.
You
Unless OTP is funding the entire trip.
You don't like pizza, brother? What's wrong with you?
I never look at me. I like pizza. No.
Must not like it that much.
Checking the phone. We might have a surprise guest stopping by here in just a moment.
Uh-oh.
If that happens, we're gonna figure out how we're gonna do this. Never happened with four wide in here.
We'll have to pull straws or something.
But anyway, we missed some time. We'll go ahead and address it. It was summer break. Truth be told, we planned to be back 2 weeks ago. So this was supposed to be our third show back. Life has very much gotten in the way for me. Probably the most stressful past month of my life. Still ongoing. Haven't been able to sleep. Just all sorts of stuff going on. Been busy. Been back and forth down to Florida. But now we're back in your life. We're back rolling. TKO got started back up. Well, not started back up. TKO happened this past weekend. We're going to talk about that. We missed a national Enduro, the Rattlesnake National Enduro. We're going to go over some of those results as well. But now we are back in your life. We are back on a weekly basis to close out the 2025 racing season. That is right. This weekend kicks off the Mid-East Hare Scrambles, where I'll be down there announcing. Going to be in Union, South Carolina. Like I said, been getting a good bit of rain this week. Looks pretty clear for the weekend, which we all know South Carolina. We all know how dusty and everything it can be down there. So hopefully should make for really good conditions down at the Mid-East Hare Scramble this weekend. So we'll be talking about that. And then obviously ISD happening. All sorts of stuff coming up.
Is that track down there any good?
The
Mid-East.
Do you guys hear like an echo?
Yeah.
Like,
something.
like a
Bit
tinny
bad.
echo noise.
Yeah.
There's something going on.
Hey.
I don't think that's it. We got a brand new fan in the studio.
I bet you it is.
Tom's over here with the Jack Hawk 5000.
No, it's the.
Somebody
I don't even know how to say that. Vitor? Right? What did you say?
Vitoworld.
I don't know.
Vita World.
If
Vito
you guys
World.
are listening to this live, do you hear any issues with the audio? Because it does sound a little bit weird in my ear.
It just started that. It just started. Like, I guess you turned me up.
Yeah, I did, because you were super low, and it wasn't even going up. So, we were supposed to start at 7:30. I forgot how to set this whole thing up. We had the thing torn apart. We got a TV mounted. We got a fan mounted. We got all sorts of changes going on. And then I forgot how to hook everything up. And then I forgot how to set everything up. So it's been a learning experience getting back into it. And now
Craig showed up at 7:28. That's my bad.
I was about to say, don't take the blame. Craig was late.
Yeah.
Craig did.
I got off work at 6:30. 45-minute drive
Attaboy.
to the house.
You did great.
Showered, got here,
And food. And ate.
and I got Mexican food.
Yep.
Better late than never. But never late is better. You guys
Ryan
figuring that
Barr-
thing out over there?
No issues. Tom is kind of quiet. Dude, I don't know, man. Somebody put this flathead in here wrong, and I can't close it without this.
So I can't get that flathead back in there. I use that to change the tripod mounts, and I couldn't get it back in
All
there.
right, I'll get you handled.
Appreciate it. Let's jump to our thing. We got Riding Barnes. Ron Barnes out there got a YZ250FX. What is your opinion on it? Well, funny you should ask that. I have a YZ250FX in the garage. That is my weapon of choice. My Blue Crew unit that I got, along with a couple TTR 110s. But the YZ250FX is super sick. I really like it. The frame changes and everything, the geometry with it, really been beneficial changes. It's a lot slimmer in the riding area. Sweet. Tom got my battle axe fixed. Lot slimmer in the riding area. A lot more front end feeling, I feel like, compared to previous generations of YZs. I like that the front end feels real planted. Power's good. Power Tuner app. You can change it, do whatever you want. Craig took it, rode it. What'd you think? Now you got the big girl, the 450.
Yeah, real good. I didn't take it in the woods that day. I kind of wish I would have, but rode at I forget if it's Barnyard MX or wherever it is down Winsboro, South Carolina, and it was good. I liked
Carolina Adventure World?
No, it's
That's
right down the road. They had a full gas here a couple years ago. Anyway, it was good. That's why I went and bought my
I
450.
thought Barnyard was up in, like,
Morganton area.
no, Winston area. That North Carolina race there.
That's
What's the one you got hurt at?
It's the bald
In the
guy
woods.
that's in the Navy.
Oh, that's the, yeah. Yeah.
I forget what it's called, but it's in Winsboro. It's on next to 41, right by the truck stop.
Starts with an R.
Revolution. No, it's not Revolution.
No.
Or Carolina Adventure World?
No. It's
Anyway.
Chris knows. Let me text.
Yeah. I rode it. I liked it. It was cool. And just got a 450 because I'm a little fatter than Tyler, so here we are.
Maybe not. Maybe not. I gotta get down to my wedding weight here soon. I've been working on it a little bit. But let's see what we got going on. We got a couple things to go off the rails about, but right now we are going to dig up some results courtesy of Dimmer's Precision Grading. DPG, Brandon Dimmer, the premier grading company in the Greater Carolina region. Whether it's a job big or small, commercial, residential, they do it all. Grading, clearing, excavating, and everything in between. And if you're looking for a job, they might even be hiring. So twofold. Hire them as a customer or hire them to do some work for you, or hit them up if you need a job. Might be hiring.
Yeah. You hired Dimmers and Big Sud Dog might show up with the mullet hanging out.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of retired moto guys working over at DPG, which I think is interesting.
Yeah, Venditti.
Max Rust.
Yeah, Max, Venditti.
Suddy.
I don't know that you can
Joel,
say any of those
recently.
guys are retired. I think they're just washed up.
That is one too many syllables for that word to explain them.
Yes.
Yeah, washed up's pretty good.
No, retired.
Venditti's looking for an arena cross track, though, if anyone has one for him.
To do what?
I don't know. YZ250 shit.
Interesting.
All right, so let's dig up some results here. We're going to start things with the Rattlesnake National Enduro. Happened 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Cedar Grove was the track.
Oh, I remember that place.
Cedar Grove.
Craig, I believe, raced it. You've been racing all of them, right?
Yeah.
So we'll hear some track conditions from Craig maybe here. But out in front, taking the win, it was Stuart Baylor Jr., and they did the super test thing, I'm pretty sure.
On Saturday.
What do you need?
Keep going.
Kind of hard to see this, but I'm trying to figure it out. Was this the one? Was this the one where their first test times were like 0.3 of a second apart, or was that the last one?
No. 12.
I think that was the last one.
It was
I think
only
that was at a mid-east race.
It was only a 2-minute first test.
That was the super
That was
test
a super test.
that
So
they did on Friday.
Yeah.
What about section 2?
Yeah, it was fast. So it was the super test section and then about 2.5 miles of woods.
The whole thing was fast. Or are we looking at all the?
No, yeah, they were. So it was pretty rocky and nasty, but it was. I think the longest section was 6.5 miles.
Pretty short times.
Oh my
But
God.
if you would have rode it, you would have been glad it was 6.5 seconds
but,
because it was
you
rough.
That's weird for a national enduro. Normally, they're like what 30, 40-minute test?
Yeah,
Or
20,
like high 20s
20,
to 30s?
25, yeah.
Stu was on it. Took the win by 1 minute and 11 seconds, getting the points lead back. Him and Josh Toth have swapped overall wins at every round this year. Josh Toth with the number 1 plate, the big red number 1 on that RM Red Bear Racing Cowie machine at the National Enduros. But Stu Baylor has 5 of those number 1 plates to his credit, trying to get back on top out there. And like I said, they keep battling back and forth, swapping back and forth every single race. Stu gets the best one there. Speaking of which, did you guys see Stu's post today from
K-Dubs?
Oh, crap. We're going to figure this out.
What was Stu's post today?
He posted his MRI results. So we kind of talked about it back and forth between or on the show a little bit and discussed what was going on with his ankle. Well, now he put it out there.
Mm-hmm.
Fractures in the ankle, torn ligaments in the ankle, bone fragments in the ankle. I think it says on there absolutely no weight bearing. Needs a cast, needs immobilization. And he's been out there racing on that thing for the past couple months. And I think intends to keep on racing on it. But he goes out there and wins the National Enduro. Give me 1 second. You boys take it away for just a second. We got a guest walking up the stairs, and I don't know if he's ever been here.
Okay.
Yeah, that is that's a whole laundry list of stuff. So if you ain't seen it, go to Stu's Instagram. It's on his story.
Yeah.
So it's only going to be there for another little while. But moving on, we got what? We talk about Toth yet?
No, so you have the top 3 for any Pro 1 would be Stu Baylor and Josh Toth. Like you said, they've been swapping back and forth. And then
Ricky was close to that
Big
number
Rick,
2 spot. Yeah.
he won and actually Ricky won the Super Test. So if you see the videos, Ricky was on one on Saturday. Well, they're a little drier, so they could actually go, but
Was that like dual slalom?
it was split lane, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it was super gnarly.
So
I wasn't there for it, but
They're
it was
going
pretty.
head to head.
Yeah.
Oh, we got Reba.
Got
Special
Reba in
guest
here?
Reba.
I was just listening to a real podcast.
Oh yeah, which one was that? Yeah,
Yeah, what's that one with Sophie Franklin?
I don't know.
Call Her Daddy, is that what you're listening to?
What we
You
gonna
smell
do?
good, Josh. What'd you put on? Yeah, you kind of smell like Claire's. Comes in talking shit.
What are we gonna do with the headset thing here? We just gonna swap it around? Yeah. Hey, the lens is good. Picture's clear. That's all that matters.
Oh, you haven't started yet.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no, we're in, brother.
Yeah, we're
We're going over national Enduro results.
We're really bullshitting here.
I guess you can tell them who's here.
Oh yeah, the man.
Yeah, Beta Motorcycles own Joshua Strang.
Do we call him a racer? Do we call you a racer anymore or a team manager? Yeah, both. Manager, racer. The all around. This is a real.
Well, they're getting set up. Do you want to go over?
Yes. Which one are we going to?
So, yeah, top 3 for
What about Pro
National
2?
Enduro will be Stu Baylor, Joshua Toth, and Ricky Russell. Then we got the top 3 for any Pro 2 would be Thorne Devlin. And he actually, I forget exactly what his times were. Here they are. His first test, like some of the videos, he has killer reels from him on the 300 TBI 2-stroke.
Is he the 21-day whipper?
Yeah, 21-day whipper. So, sick reels he got from it, riding the 2-stroke on the Super Enduro. Then we got Jack Walker. Stole my helmet idea, even though he gets his for free.
Beta
Beta
boy.
Power. And then
Third was looks like DeFeo.
yeah, Mr. DeFeo.
Yep.
I bet he liked it because he's from Connecticut. Is that what we talked about?
Who?
And that,
DeFeo?
yeah, and that place reminded me
somewhere
exactly of Connecticut.
Yeah. Have you rode in Connecticut?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suck there too.
Yeah. Josh, what'd you think about old Jack's results from this year from the Enduros? He's been solid.
Yeah, they've been good. He
Oh, T-Shep, your mic's off.
Oh,
Yep. There we go.
is that better?
Yeah, we got you now.
Yeah, right. No, they've been good. The third round, he had a average day, but since then I think it's been pretty good.
Yeah.
So he just needs to. He's just a kid, so he's got to learn. Hang on, I'm trying not to cut myself open.
Yeah, that thing's sharp.
He just has to learn to race, just mature, really. So I think he's done a good job, especially last year. I think he did Pro 2 as well, but he was on a 200. So he's on a bigger bike this year, and I think he's where he should be for that class, I reckon.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, good. And then he'll be back next year, correct?
Yeah,
Is that-
yeah. So
that's
he has
not,
another
like,
deal.
breaking news or
Nah,
nothing,
he
right?
had a 2-year deal, so he'll be back
Sweet.
NAPG and GNCC again.
Cool.
Yeah,
Good.
we were one row away from each other at the I guess it would have been Missouri when he overalled the first test. And afterwards we had talked to him on the show, and he said, "Man, I had a couple like suspension settings we changed." He said, "And that was everything." He said, "Everything feels so good," and he's super pumped after he made his just got everything comfortable for him, and so big fan of the bike.
Yeah, so this year it's having a race team in California and then having us guys here in on the East Coast.
There we go. I don't know. We're all mixed up with the cameras here.
I'll be in here in a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's just hard to
There we go.
figure out testing. So the role I took over, testing is difficult. You, like a suspension guy, wants to bring some stuff to a test, and December in North Carolina is notorious for snow, rain. heat. You can have it all in December. And there was, when we had scheduled testing back in December, I'm like, look, if we can do this, let's give us a setting and let Jack go and ride wherever he wants to ride for a month, and let me ride where I want to ride for a month, and then let us come back to Bryce and be like, look, can we change this and this? And that way we're not set on one certain setting from December when the ground was frozen.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's the issue I've run into in the past with some other teams. It's like, no, we tested in December, your stuff is good all year. We're not changing it. Yeah. And I think that's where Jack ran into a little bit. He had some stuff that he was riding on in December, and then I think once he's kind of matured a little bit, riding the bike a little less aggressive, maybe riding the bike in the power where it's supposed to be ridden, the bike's starting to work a little better, and now he's realized that his settings are a little off, and like you said, he's changed a few things, and I think he's actually currently testing a little bit more stuff to try and get a little better again. So just nothing crazy, just little bits here and there.
Yeah, and you guys do your stuff. I know in the past it was in-house, correct? So you guys got your own one-stop shop. Everything goes through Beta.
Yeah, it's a Beta factory suspension, and it's all our stuff's all KYB stuff. So it's Bryce has been. He does the Supercross team, and then there 4 of us off-road guys, and he does it. He's super busy, but I think he's pretty knowledgeable, and he's done. My stuff has been really good. So I think he did 3 sets for me, and I'm on my 3rd set, and that's it. Like I'm happy with it. So it's
cool.
He's happy to help, and then with Jack, it's so difficult. Bryce is from an era. He's an older guy, not old guy, but he's older than Jack. So Jack, all the kids have their lingo and all that garbage. It's like Jack might go to our guy Bryce and be like, oh, the bike's doing this, this, and this. And when Bryce hears that, he might think, oh, it's that. And so it's really, suspension is, you have to have a relationship with your suspension guy to get the stuff working. It's not, you're not just going to send something off and have it right straight away. You have to have a relationship, and they have to understand what the rider is talking about, because Jack and I might talk about the same thing differently, and Bryce has to understand that. And I think these past 8 months has been good because he's been able to learn. So it's good for all of us, I think.
Yeah. And how is it during the week for you now? Is it still Oz Ranch, just same crew? Does Jack come down here at all? Or?
No, so Jack's up in Illinois, so he hasn't been down since before Big Buck, really.
Okay.
But yeah, Oz Ranch is still pumping away. Just a bunch of loose Aussies up there, and it's kind of just separate. Like 2 years ago, we had 6 of us. So Skinny, the American. There was
Garbage.
Gus, Lyndon, Mesa, myself, Rui.
Yeah. That was a solid.
Yeah, we had a big group, and that
Yeah.
was the problem, though. It's like if we weren't riding AUS and we wanted to go ride at Stevens Grass Track, it's like, oh, Stephen, can we come ride? There's 6 of us. Not
We
slow
got a whole
guys.
crew coming.
Yeah, and it's like it was difficult to find some places to ride, but now it's not many guys. So it's myself, Lyndon, and Gus really full time at the moment.
Yeah, and if you don't follow the Oz Ranch Instagram page, you need to.
I did see they just posted something.
Yeah, it is
Quality content on that.
Yes, it is gold.
Yeah, I honestly don't even know who posted. I don't know if it's Gus or Will or Lyndon or a combination of all 3. I think it's a combination of the 3, but
I like it when the Skinny clips get put in there. He starts talking crap.
Yeah, it's the team pilot.
Oh, yeah, team pilot.
Flummet Airlines, right?
Hey,
Yeah.
spin your chair just a little bit so you're not staring at the side of your head.
Yeah, your haircut looks good, but we're just trying to get
Sorry.
it straight on.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me all right on this?
Yeah, it's loud.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't have
You sound great.
I'm only going off of levels right here, so
Yeah.
I don't have
But
ears.
it's clear. Yeah.
Shout
Okay,
out.
cool. So
Shane's
I think this-
barbershop in Denver.
Nice.
this is the
Got that fresh cut for
6
Italy.
day. Yeah, that way I can be trimmed up before I. Yeah.
So we threw out the bird caller string. I said we're about to do a show. Stop on by. Here you are. Thanks for coming by. Like you said, getting ready for Italy, man. Got the grass track all broke in the other day. How's that thing turning up?
Well, you left, and it hasn't stopped raining since.
Yeah.
So
Well, you ought to
you've
be
been
out there
doing some-
riding if you because
it's going to be dusty in
Will it?
Italy.
Okay.
I'm not riding in the mud. I do enough of that.
Yeah.
We've done enough of that this year. Actually, I don't need to do any more. I got to ride it Monday. It dried up just enough. Maybe Sunday I rode actually, and then because it rained all day yesterday pretty much, and I passed there this morning and it was flooding,
It
and
was bad this morning.
so so we're done. I'm done grass tracking for the year. So next time I'll be on a grass track is Italy.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So when do you fly out?
Friday.
Nice.
Yep.
When do you start walking test?
I don't know.
Excited?
No, not to walk.
Yeah.
That's the worst part of it. It's I wish they let us ride e-bikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think it'd make a difference?
No, I'm.
Morale.
You could just yeah, morale, yeah.
Oh.
You could just ride them more, and I think that would be an issue. They'd get beat in more.
Well, do you think if they set like a rule or something where you can ride an e-bike, but you can only do one lap on the test?
Yeah, I think you'd have. So I think right now we can start walking a week before. So I land Saturday. I think Sunday we can start walking because the race is the following Sunday. And I mean, if they were to bring, they would never will. But if they were to bring e-bikes in, it'd probably be a rule. You could start e-biking, Thursday before the race, which I think would be fine.
Well, that keep you wouldn't have to be there for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Lower some costs, but then you'd have to find 10 e-bikes for.
Yeah, the team.
Team Australia would have to find 10 e-bikes.
That's got to be cheaper than the flights and hotels and stuff for being
Yeah,
over there. right? I don't know.
hotel flight you got to go anyway,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
hotels, maybe.
Who are your teammates?
Yes, Milner, Milner. So him and I, we're good buddies. So I'm excited to see him. I haven't seen him for a while. And then Jonty, which is Milner's actually managing the KTM team in Australia, and Jonty rides for Milner. He was on the team last year. He was on the Sherco. So both those guys are on a KTM. And then I had Andy Wilkes. He was on a Beta as well. He raced for Beta Australia, but just last weekend or weekend before, he had a crash and blew his shoulder out. So he had to pull out. But his teammate, who's also on the Beta, obviously, he was the reserve rider for the senior team. So Jai Dixon, and he'll be over. I haven't met him, but I actually think he's coming to Ironman too. So
Nice.
Oh, sweet.
yeah, so I found him a bike. We just there's just a couple that we choose from. So I don't know which one it'll be yet.
So Gus isn't.
He's on the junior team.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, so he's junior trophy, and then Kyron Bacon and Corey McMahon. So Corey and Gus were on the junior team last year, and Kyron was on the senior team. He'll drop down to junior this year. So.
And then did you say Jonty Reynolds as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I missed that part. So
Wasn't there an Aussie last year on the Yamaha? Is that
There was two Aussies last year on the Yamaha. The one that had the big crash.
yeah,
okay?
Who said?
he like stepped off of it. or
Yeah,
something,
like
right?
first 20 seconds into the first test of the week, just
Excellent.
full yard tail.
Dude, we talk about that a lot. Seeing some of the Enduro GPs, it's kind of funny seeing Yamahas, Kawasaki's. I guess at ISDE, everyone go, because if you watch like a normal Enduro GP, if you watch the guy who films everything, you don't see those bikes.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting when a Yamaha gets to go. Or this year, like Toast taking the Kawasaki, like you don't see that stuff in like Italy and stuff. Like just I don't ever see it. So
Yeah.
I kind of liked
Yeah,
it
so-
last year seeing a
yeah.
Yamaha.
Kyron is on the Italian Kawasaki team.
Yeah.
So, but they have that 300.
Yeah.
They put a 300 kit on that 250, and I don't know. I think he's been riding pretty good. I think he had a weird crash at in Wales at the GP and knocked himself out, or maybe a little bit. So hopefully he's good to go. But
You see a lot more two strokes over there too.
yeah, I rode that two-stroke last year, and I haven't ridden one since 2007. So I didn't know how to ride it.
Yeah, you're not riding it this year.
No, 480 for me. So yeah,
So on the normal 480 over there.
yeah, she ain't a lady.
So I mean, I don't really know if you have a plan of anything, but I have a good question. Like, Walk us.
Let's hear it, bud.
Walk us through like an ISDE trip, like just real briefly, quick, other than just like walking and doing the test. But like, what's
That's all
it?
we do.
Yeah, but like, what's it
He can't tell half of it, brother.
from what? Like,
No,
what
like
you don't see. Like, what's it actually like? For people that don't know, I mean, I'm sure there's a
like
ton of
which
people that have
part?
no idea.
Pre
Like, does it end up
pre-race?
being
It's all of it.
stressful? Does
Like,
it
No,
feel pretty
it's not
organized? Like,
stressful. It's a lot of work. Like it's
see-
mentally, and it's not so like it's. You get done with a 3-hour GNCC and you are cooked.
Yeah,
like you
physically.
don't. Yes, but you get done with the 6-day and mentally you're kind of just drained, but then also physically not the same way as a GNCC. It's like it's a depletion of energy levels or whatever you want to call it. So it's also physically draining, but it's different. It's a completely different feeling than getting done at a GNCC. But it's like, so I'll fly Friday. I tried to upgrade to business, but I can't afford it. Because that way I could have slept on the plane. And I don't know who's picking me up, but I think the airport's only about 40 minutes from where we're staying, so it should be able to figure it
Uber's
out.
over there, right?
Yeah, but we already spend so much money to go.
Okay.
And this is one issue. We can get into it.
You're
It's
just thumbing it.
yeah, I could.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's dangerous.
get your bicycle, brother.
I could. I'd rather do that actually. You mightn't find me at the 6th day. I might go to the Alps or something. Spend 2 weeks bicycle riding there instead. But yeah, so we'll pretty much get there Saturday. Sunday we'll just start walking. So you get
Straight into it.
yeah, man. It's
Strang will be at a
that's-
pizza shop in Milan waiting on a bus somewhere.
coffee, coffee in the morning, bicycle ride, then a beer, a couple of beers.
That sounds way more fun.
Yeah. But yeah, you start walking. So breakfast at the motel for us is they normally try and do it at 7 or something. So
And it's like, how close is your hotel
don't know
to the
to the
test?
park for me.
Attic.
To some of the tests it might be an hour.
Really?
Yeah.
But like, do you start? Which I guess you can get into it. But like, do you start this
No.
every day at the same spot?
Yeah. So the park for me or the paddock, whatever you want to call it,
Okay.
it'll be. We might. I think everything's kind of in the same town, so we might
Okay.
be 10, 15 minutes from
What was the
Gotcha.
first word you called it?
park for me.
Is that the Italian
French?
word for paddock?
I think it's French because FIM is
Culture,
French.
brother.
Oh.
Chill out. You know?
I hadn't heard that.
Yeah.
I always hear paddock.
No, so it's park for me. Yeah, and pretty much we walk, man. You walk. We try and you have breakfast, drive, whether it be half an hour to the test, and then we try and walk 2 tests. Then normally it's lunchtime, so then we'll get lunch. Then you go walk another 2 tests. Then by that time it's dinner time or time to head back to the motel.
And the tests are typically how long?
That normally take an hour to an hour and a half to walk. Yep. So you would try and do 4 tests a day. Do that for 3 days. You're
you like-
absolutely sick of it.
Do you
Oh,
keep a
shit.
notebook and write stuff
I
down? Or
don't.
just
There's
go
some
off of
people.
memory?
I really don't like the walking of the test thing. So I'm not. Don't ask me for advice. Don't ask. Like I don't have a whole lot of positive things to say about
Shoot,
walking tests.
by the third day, and what's
No, but so this is what's difficult. Day 1 and I think this year day 1 and 3 are the same. 2 and 4 and then or 2 and 5 and then 4 is its own day or something.
okay? So
So
it's not
we'll-
new test all week
No,
every day. Okay.
no, it's we double up 2 days and then 1 day is by itself. But sometimes we'll still run the same test. We just do a different trail.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then y'all only walk the special test. You don't walk the
Yeah.
cross,
No.
right? Or the
No. We
transfer. or
yeah.
whatever
Don't
you
walk
call
the
it.
transfer. No. No.
Yeah.
But we try and do. I think the Americans try and do something stupid like 3 tests each. They try and walk the test 3 times each, and it's ends up being I think like 80, 90 miles of walking or something. I'm happy to do
No
it
thanks.
twice, and then some of them I might, if they're shorter, like a cross test or something, I might try and you'll walk and you'll skip a few corners and
Yeah.
just to, or like the Saturday afternoon before the first day, we might go breeze over the first couple of tests of the day. So then once the race starts, we do a training day. Don't know when that is yet. We'll get told that when we get there. It might be Wednesday next week.
Like get the bikes out and get a shake.
Yeah,
around
well,
and
so
ride 'em.
that's you have to do that in between. So you walk tests, get done. Then some guys have mechanics. I'll just take my stuff and go do it myself. And
Yeah.
you get your bike ready, and then one of the days will be Australia's scheduled time to go test, and we'll all go as a team to the test track, ride. Then after that, you'll clean up the bike, get the tyres on, and get the bike ready. And what would it be? Friday, I would imagine. We'll have scrutineering, then opening ceremonies, maybe Friday night. Then Saturday is normally off, and then we race Sunday.
What is scrutineering?
They go, pretty much they just look at your helmet, make sure you got the right helmet. FIM make us run.
Like tech inspection.
Yeah,
type?
tech inspection.
Okay.
Yeah, and then they mandatory that we run chest protector. It
Yeah.
has to be an approved one. Check helmets. Yeah. Then they mark all our bikes, so exhaust, engine cases, wheels, frame.
And it all has to stay the same,
Yeah,
right? You get
yeah.
one bike for the whole.
Yeah. So you
whole
can
deal.
change exhaust. It has to. You have to maybe put in a request to change the exhaust if it's broken. I don't really know, but like if you put a hole in your engine, you're done. And I think if you bust a wheel, you're done as well.
Really?
I think so. Yeah.
That's like on that Husky I got off your dad. It did Vegas to Reno back in the day. The engine is stamped a certain way to where if you blew a cylinder, you can't pull the cylinder off. So everything's match marked the day of the start of the race. So back in the day, they couldn't take any parts off of it either.
Wow. That's
There's-
wild.
There's been a few stories. I think the Euros are good at it. But in 2006 in New Zealand, I was buddies with the Kawasaki guy, and he was on a two-stroke. He went down the road in a transfer section, rode his bike in the back of a white van. I don't know what they did to it, but then he comes back out and finishes it. So I don't know if they changed the motor, if he wasn't comfortable changing an exhaust or something like that, and they had mechanics do it for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, just there's stories like that everywhere. They'll like a rider will just turn off a road. There'll be mechanics down there waiting. They'll do something real quick, and
Is that common?
I think it's more common than you think.
Really?
I'd say especially whenever you're racing in your own country.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can tell your uncle,
The
hey,
Euros-
meet me down Gisco. We'll swap this thing out right quick.
Yeah, the Euros are slick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so
Well, I got a good one. Nah, it's too far. So 2007, I'm dating myself. I think it might have been one of the first years the women had a trophy team. Women had the trophy class.
Yeah.
So the Aussies sent some girls. I can't remember who was on the team, but this girl couldn't change tyres. And I was sitting there because we'd already been done for the afternoon. We walk in and we're sitting down eating food or whatever, and she comes into the work period. She walks into our container. Someone walked out with her gear on, and it's a dude, and changes their tyres for her, and then changes the tyres. He walks back into the container. She walks out, and yeah.
oh shit.
So it happens, man. It happens. It happens.
So riders aren't allowed to help other riders? Like with mechanic stuff?
I don't think so.
Well, you know, you said that was in 07, 2025. Shit, that's acceptable.
That was back whenever you could ask someone if you're a boy or girl or not too. So they were on the line there.
Well, no, like a lot of race series, like hard enduro stuff, you can't get help from spectators, but riders can get off and help other riders. So I didn't know, like in the pits, like if a rider's able to help, like a
I
teammate
think
change a tire. Or...
No, it's all the mechanics or helpers can do some stuff. They're allowed to change oil, add fuel, and coolant.
Oh, they can change the oil.
But yeah, and maybe lube the chain. But as far as tire changes and general maintenance, like air filter change or
Changing oil's not general maintenance.
clutch or brake lever, that's a safety thing.
Ah.
Yeah.
What
so
about
that,
clutches?
No, they can't do clutches. They can help with brake fluid change. So they
Okay.
can help
Bleed it.
if they needed to. But
Like
I mean,
pump the levers. And
yeah,
stuff.
something like that. To be honest, I wouldn't trust many people to help me bleed my brakes.
Yeah.
But I'm OCD, so.
So that takes you through like the walking part, but then you start racing on Sunday, and it's what?
You don't see anyone, man.
Really?
It's not a vacation. That's
Yeah.
like my wife keeps giving me a hell for going over for 2 weeks. I'm like, it's cool. Like it's a really cool experience, but it's not a vacation. And so Sunday we'll start. I think normally the first rider goes off at either 8 or 9 a.m.
Yeah.
So I'm number 40, so we'll be. Well, I can't do the math, but
8:40.
yeah.
Or is it 10
No,
seconds?
no. It's 3 a minute or 4 a minute or something.
Okay.
So it'll be like I'll be like 8:10 or 9:10 or 9:15 or something,
Yeah.
like whatever.
Yeah.
So I'll be 15 minutes after Garcia goes off or whichever country won last year.
Mm-hmm.
You ride. So let's say we were here. We would ride from here down to Whitewater Centre. There'd be a control there. We'd get fuel, get something to drink, and it may be 50% road, 50% trail or fire road or something. Then we'd do a special test at the Whitewater Centre, might go do another 20 minutes trail, maybe come back to the Whitewater Centre to a control, then go and do another test, and then we might go to Gastonia.
Yeah.
Fuel up, do a test, come up to Denver, do a Denver hair scramble loop, then come back to here to refuel, and then we would do another loop of that.
Of the same thing.
Yeah.
And that's one day.
Yeah. And
So sometimes you can be riding an hour to get
Yeah.
to a test.
yeah.
And at the end of the day, tires, they got to be destroyed. Because mine are at the end of a national enduro, and just based on how much road travel you have, how much like transfer, it could be screwed.
Yeah, I don't. The tires have been pretty good recently, and I
Really?
think the transfer sections we're not going fast, so it's like, no offense, D-Shit, but like you can stay on time.
I might catch him strays.
No, but I'm like
Yeah.
Big Tom,
Yeah.
like everyone can stay on time
Yeah.
at a 6-day. It's not difficult to stay on time.
So I heard like a couple years ago, like everyone was getting stuck and couldn't make it through a transfer. Like they said, one of the toughest sections there
Who?
was like
This was a while back because I think that was one of the years.
it was like
Bollinger
2017,
went,
18,
Stewart, all them were
19,
there.
something like that.
And they had to cancel the test
Yeah, and
because it was like a nasty road
yes,
section and it
It was like
rained.
rain and rocks,
Yeah.
and people
yeah.
couldn't
So
get through it.
if
and-
it gets bad enough, they will just throw out that transfer section. But like if there's no rain and conditions are normal, then
you got plenty of time to get there.
Yeah. So last year, I rejetted that 300 for whatever reason because I thought I knew how to jet a bike. And the first day, I tried to go into the first test and the bike wouldn't run. So all that first day, I'd have to hurry to a checkpoint, so I had a little bit extra time. And I was one of the controls, I changed the main jet, which wasn't too bad. And then the next control, I think I had about 14 minutes, and I had to pull the slide and change the needle clip. And with gloves, dirty, like the bike's already dirty.
Yeah.
And we're not in a garage, we're on dirt. So imagine dropping the needle clip, like the little clip. It's like
Shit.
I was freaking out trying to do it, but it's like you have time to do stuff if you really need to. So
And that was something I was going to ask, was if you could work on your bike during the transfers.
yeah, you just can't put new tires on. So you could change a bib, so you could take your tire off, put a new bib in, but you have to put that tire back on. I don't know how they police that.
And then is that, can you only use the tools that you carry with you, or can you meet somebody with tools?
No, yeah. So in the controls, you can use anything that's there.
Okay.
But once you go outside of the check, technically you have to carry what you need. So I think one time I was changing an exhaust, and I was running out of time, so I pushed my bike through the check with all the tools I needed and the extra exhaust, and put it on, and then just leave the tools on there.
So you don't have to carry them.
And your supporter can stand there and watch. They just can't help or hand you anything.
Okay.
But then again, it's like they do that. People hand shit all the time. They'll just get it. If there's a big problem, then they're a bunch of Spanish or a bunch of French. They'll stand around the bike right here, and they'll have a bunch of tools here, and the rider will be like, oh, I need this, and they'll just throw it on the ground.
Yeah.
You just pick it up.
Yeah.
So
there's ways to cheat it. Not necessarily cheat it, just to be slick.
yeah.
No, that sounds awesome. And then
Yeah, so pretty much, so ride first day, then you do that every day until day 5, and then end of day 5 you'll go walk the final moto track, and day 6 is pretty short.
yeah.
So on average, like what time are you getting back to the paddock in the evenings? Like what time are you done for the day?
I think about 2:45, 3, we're probably getting into the last control. So then you do your 15-minute work period, get the bike to Parc Fermé or the impound or whatever.
Yeah.
By the time you get back to get unkitted, it might be 3:15, 3:30. Get something to eat, and then you wait for everyone else to be done. Then you have to re-lube up your new tires for the following day. It's like by the time you get out of the pits, it might be 4 o'clock. Then you try and go walk some test, and then
You still
More
walk.
walking.
You walk the day of,
Yeah.
or the
Yeah,
race days.
especially if there's like a section that you think you can do better, or you messed up,
Yeah.
or whatever. Or if like day 1, 2, you're done with the second day, and the third day is new tests.
Yeah.
So if you want to go look at the new tests, and,
So you can go take a car and drive out there and.
oh, rental cars are the best story, Sam.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
I've seen.
I've
some
heard
of
of
the
one or
videos.
two. Yeah.
So
So, Tom Mason is on the YouTube here. He said, ISD 2018 in Chile. He said, String told me to harden up. He got me through the rest of the week. What's the backstory on that?
I don't remember.
No?
Ask him.
Tom, chat in. Tell us the deal on that one. And then Matt
Chamberlain.
Chamberlain
Yeah.
said, ask you about Jack's goggle story in Spain last year.
I don't even know.
Must have been a good one.
I'm old. Remember, I got like
Come on, that's your damn
Jack's-
that's your teammate.
he wasn't.
You're right.
He wasn't then.
No, last year. Well, he was. Yeah,
I do think I remember something.
something about a goggle.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Strain don't
Sorry,
remember
guys.
either one of these guys, so help us
Matt's
out.
on it. He'll put a reminder in there. In a
I'll
second.
tell everyone to harden up.
Yeah.
Tommy
Stay
shut
hard.
up. Yeah.
Let's see. He said he got hit by a car coming out of the park from A on day 4 and was down in the dumps.
I do not remember
don't
that.
remember this?
But I mean,
That was 2018.
yeah,
that was a
but,
long time
I mean,
ago.
yeah, sure. He's not injured.
Was that the year you guys
Harden
won?
up. Yeah.
2018.
Yeah.
You got what
The Australia won,
in 18?
Mm-hmm.
and then Strang won the full gas championship, and was the reigning world champion.
Yeah, and they didn't send me back
And he didn't get the call.
Damn. Was that on?
because I was on a Cowie, and some idiot at MA said they were worried about reliability issues. So
That was what they told you the reasoning
Yeah.
was.
and then
How many hours you got on your
I mean-
Cali, Tom?
Because you were on the Husky
Yeah.
Husky 2018, right?
yeah.
He
Politics.
said, bet he remembers the reverse donuts in the car,
Yeah,
though.
I do remember that. That's and I think I've still got the slow mo of the Chevy spin jumping off a water bank.
So,
I got out the video.
was Tom on the trophy team with y'all?
He wasn't on the senior. He might have been junior.
Okay.
Yeah.
No shit. Hell yeah, Tom.
Like I said,
Guy
I remember
hit by
him being
a car,
there,
dude. That's a rough day.
yeah.
It's down in the dumps. Turns out,
Got hit by a car. Dude, grow up. You're fine.
I could have used you in 2006.
Brush the dust off. Keep going.
Rivers, we ain't got there yet. We'll get there, buddy.
The 2023 Mid-East Pro Champion, Rivers Morris.
From-
Magic Rivers Creek Morris.
From B class, right?
Yeah.
Overall champion, not pro.
Overall champ.
Yeah.
Well, pro overall,
So-
same thing. That's what it
So-
said on the plaque. I don't know. What is it? I can't read it from here. What does it say? Asking what pros are going to be there?
No, he said, need to ask you a question about Mid-East this weekend. And then he said, any special pros coming to the
Dude,
race this
that's
weekend or
funny
typical
as shit.
Yeah, I don't
Mid-East
know.
weekend?
Because the Johnson boys probably won't be there. That's one of the biggest reasons I want to go to Italy, and I said this before on the show, is that I just want to hang out with the Johnsons in a foreign country.
Dude, that's going to
Have
be
they
funny as
have
shit.
they traveled international?
Never.
before?
Never been out of the
Dude, they
country.
just got their passport,
Oh, man.
and I want to see that more than anything over there.
I
You
think-
see, John
Brody-
John will go into the airport. He'll have a knife in his boot.
Brody told us that he had to have
What do you mean I can't bring my gun in my bag?
he had to have his expedited to get it in time to go.
Yeah.
And it was recent that he got it.
Yeah.
But Matt said that Jack lost his goggles and was worried about getting DQ'd, so he pulled into the Spanish Quickie Mart and bought a
got it
pair
some
of sunglasses.
Yeah. I do remember that. Yeah.
And Josh, you ain't that old, brother.
Yeah. There is one issue. T-Shep will appreciate this. It's like he always talks about money and how little we make here, right, in the US. It's like I believe it is what it is. We make what the advertise what we're worth. I wish it was more. But the problem I have with the 6 day for all of us guys that are going, Aussies, I think as well as the US, is what's the incentive for us to go 110%?
Mm-hmm.
If Toth wins outright, where is he making any money? Yeah. If I win, yeah, but it doesn't matter, man.
Yeah.
Like, what if he is winning for 4 days and he's like, oh, I can win this thing, and let's say he crashes.
Yeah.
Like, I hope he doesn't, but let's say he crashes and it ruins his NAPG title.
Yeah.
It's like
Which does have real money attached to it.
There's 50, 80 grand that he could make NAPG, and to go to the 6 day for nothing but pride really gets me going.
Is there no team incentives, no team bonuses, no team nothing?
Not
for doing
us.
something?
I've heard in the past that the US team, maybe KTM side, has an incentive program there. I made a little money when I rode Yamaha, and that was just because Milner somehow weaseled his way into getting us like a cool deal through Yamaha Australia, and I just jumped on the coattails, and I was part of that program that year. But it's like I think the Euros. If you watch, you're still going, right, T-Shep?
We were talking about it. I got nothing.
Come on, man.
I got nothing booked yet, but I talk about going every year.
Well, if you watch the Euros, if they win a test outright or the day outright, how excited they are.
Yeah.
Like, they don't care that they've done it for
Yeah.
Great Britain or Spain. It's like there's a.
You think they're getting money?
Oh, they're getting money.
Really?
I just want to know how much.
Well, do you think that's because it's in their country?
Yeah, it is.
In Europe and
well, it's
in
like
their countries?
KTM, everything in Europe, they can use Garcia. I mean, he's different because he's marketable all the time. But
yeah.
if there was someone else that won it, maybe Verona, who's not so marketable, and he won the 6 day outright, they can advertise him as a 6 day winner all year long.
Right.
Whereas if Johnny goes and wins the 6 day outright, KTM USA can advertise for a month.
Yeah.
And
everybody
then
moves on.
Yeah, and then it's like no one cares, man.
Yeah.
It's like it just really makes me kind of just gets at me. It's like I'm at the tail end of my career, and it's like I'm risking. I'm salary, so it doesn't matter. But I mean, then the potential for me to make bonuses this year have been smaller than I would like. But there's still the potential there. It's like, what if for some reason I went on a tear and could have won the last 4 GNCCs, but instead I got injured at the 6 day racing for free?
Well, and you're speaking from experience on that too, because you've been hurt at 6 day before, right?
Yeah. So it just that is one thing that gets me kind of worked up about the 6 days. It's like I love going, but I wish whether it be the federations, it's not up to the manufacturer. I don't think it's the federations who need to. It's like the Olympics. The Australian government, the US government, or whoever it is, Sports Commission, they have an incentive program. And that's what it should be like, and that it kind of sucks, but
and normally that is through like all the money that's raised for like tourism efforts and stuff like that. It seems like they should be able to tap into that. And
I mean, let's be honest, it's a small industry. It's not the Olympics. I mean, if you get a gold medal, there's 10 trophy riders. You get a gold medal, hell, just pay them $2,000. Like, is
there any payout at all, like from the promoter, like from FIM?
No, FIM don't even pay Hurlings.
Yeah,
well, they don't pay Garcia or anyone.
And see, that's wild, because FIM is making a ton of money on the deal. Just like,
why to pay $300 for a damn 1 day ride in Chile? $300 just to show up.
Yeah, what to FIM?
Yeah.
Yeah,
if I had to have a 1 day FIM license.
Well, and then like same thing with Motocross Nations, like that event prints money, and then you hear the same thing about the riders going to do it. They don't make shit from it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, even like you look at the club teams, and they're all raffling off bikes. I think I saw like 85 bikes get raffled off this past week, but they're all coming out of their pocket to raise money to do that. But like on a world trophy level, like I know it's kind of different with you being in America and racing for Australia, but just from your effort, like how much out-of-pocket expense is there to go? Right, like it's one thing to not make money, but how much is it costing like world trophy guys to do it?
Yeah, so it all depends. It depends. Australia used to be 100% covered. It was crazy. I think we from memory, I think there was they had a $250,000 budget to send. Back then it was 13 riders, so there was a 6 trophy and 4 junior.
Mm-hmm.
So they had a big budget, and we didn't pay for anything at all. And now it's they pay up to a certain amount on a flight. So if you go over the flight, then they don't cover the extra couple $100 or whatever it is. And some of the food, I think, isn't covered, but they still cover majority of it. But then there's the stuff that you don't, like, I've probably spent $500 or $600 here in the last couple of weeks just ordering stuff like extra gels, hydration stuff, like a rain jacket that, like FXR make Enduro jackets, but you need a legit rain jacket that repels the rain, because if it's raining at 8 a.m. when you take off, then you, like, it stops raining at 10 or whatever, then you're going to freeze your ass off if you're wet. It's like,
Yeah.
like there's just all these little things that you have to buy and add up that end up costing me more than it does to go to a GNCC where I actually make money.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, stuff like that too. When you're talking about supplements and energy gels and Gatorade and power, like a lot of that stuff isn't even available in Europe. So if there's a lot of stuff that you're used to using, when you're racing it, you got to kind of be cognizant of that too.
Yeah, so I've got most of my bags packed, and I'm like, man, I got some room, and then I go upstairs and I've got a box just full of snacks and gels and shit. I'm like, oh, that's where all my room's gonna go. So yeah, it is what it is. It's, like I said, it's a cool event, but there's some stuff that I wish they would change a little bit, and yeah.
Hey, don't worry about it, because Big Tom's going to start an OnlyFans to help funding.
This is what Tom said. Tom, you gonna be my first subscriber?
Yeah,
We'll
Only
make-
Tom's.
We'll set the fee high, and you can fund it. So
Dang it. All this ISD talk, man, has pushed me over the edge. I got to get on and book some tickets tonight.
let's do it right now. Let's do it live.
Why don't you do it live? let's hold this boy accountable.
What
Pull it up.
you mentioned the weather. You said it's gonna be dry. You think?
That's what they say. That's what the forecast looks.
But it's like at the base of the Dolomites. I thought it'd be rainy this time.
I
of
What the
year.
just
hell's
think-
the Dolomites?
The mountains.
Oh,
Northern Italy.
is it
I
gonna be?
did see.
Is it gonna be cold?
No, hot. But
hot,
I think,
okay.
as far as I know, a dry heat, not hot like here.
Yeah.
So I think high 80s, maybe dry heat. As far as I know, I don't really know.
Yeah.
But I did see maybe a chance of rain on the Sunday, the first day,
day.
which would be fine.
Yeah.
Get the dust down a little bit. Yeah.
It seems kind of like the Lenore Hickory of Italy. Like it seems like the foothills.
Yeah, but
Or is it not quite that
Lenore
far?
Hickory is humid as hell.
Yeah, I was
Terrain wise.
And I think the Dolomites are quite a bit bigger than Boone.
Well, I was just saying the foothill vibes, like not at the top of the mountains, not down here in the plain. I don't know. Never mind. Forget to say anything.
Do you think there's because I know we've talked about it a couple times, but you think there's ever a chance that there could be an ISD in the United States?
I don't know.
Has there ever been one?
Big
Yeah.
Ranch, brother,
Oklahoma.
1996.
Yeah.
Big old sign right outside the Enduro.
It was a flop. Was it a flop?
I don't know.
I don't
Wasn't
know.
there?
I think it was Dusty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
From
It never went
It-
back.
I've heard
Yeah.
rumors of a couple different.
I'd love to see one here.
Yeah.
I'd go
Areas.
do one on a club team.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be mad.
American club team or Australian club
Oh,
team?
we'll see.
What do you think?
Because now you're past the halfway point now.
Well, that's funny story. I got plenty of stories. So I applied for my citizenship at the start of the year. My green card is 10 years and it runs out next year. So my plan was always to apply for dual citizenship here when that ran out. So we applied at the start of the year, and I got a letter a couple of weeks ago, and it was the date of my interview where they test me on American history.
Oh.
Was the first day of the 6th day.
Oh, dang.
So I had to put it off and reschedule, but I don't know if I go back to the bottom of the pile, so I don't know if it'll be in a couple of months or if it'll be the week after I get back. I haven't heard yet. So
Have you been studying?
I did for a while, and then I was under the impression it was going to be like an 11-month wait. So I have an app, and it gives you all the practice tests.
I heard some of them questions are actually
Well,
pretty
we might
tough.
not be able to answer them.
It's
Probably
the,
some shit we ain't got a clue
Not
what's going
like
on.
if you study and like you said, do the practice test, then yeah. But like common knowledge, like you walk up to someone on the street and who stitched the first American flag?
well, yeah, they're not that difficult, but there is some.
Well, there's some that are weird like that.
They're
Like
all
about
a lot of the history ones. Because I'm a bit of a history.
it was Betsy Ross, by the way.
Was it? See, I didn't know that, but there's like a bunch of some just history like that, not that question.
Yeah.
But really basic American history that I would imagine everyone would know. It's like, what's the name of the national anthem?
Yeah.
But then there's a couple
Who
of
wrote the
questions in
national
there.
anthem?
See, that question's not in there, so I don't.
Do you know it?
He was listening to the explosions outside.
Toby
Do you know
Keith?
it, Tom?
during a
It's
battle or
Francis Scott
something.
Key.
Yeah.
A big ship hit his bridge or her bridge, or I don't know if it was a guy or
Cannons
girl.
were going
It was
off.
Francis Scott Key.
Yeah, so. What was I saying? Oh, there's some questions in there that they're names of people. It's like, who's the. Because North Carolina, so the governor of North Carolina is Josh Stein. No, what's.
Is it still Roy Cooper?
I think it's
No.
Roy Cooper.
Roy D. Mercer.
I thought it was Roy.
See,
Or no, someone did. I don't know.
anyway.
Roy's running for Senate now.
I think it
so-
all
And then
me.
there's another question in there, and the only way I could remember this guy's name is because his name's Ted Bud, and it reminded Red Bud.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Dead
oh,
Bud.
yeah. Imagine that. The guy asked me,
You're right. Then who is it? Dead
Bud.
I've seen ones like that, like who's the Secretary of State?
Yeah,
or
so
who's the,
it's those
yeah.
questions that were going to be difficult if they asked me. But
Is it like 100% pass fail?
no, I think it's they asked you 10 questions out of a possible 100, and I think you have to get 6
Here you
right.
go. I got one. Who's the president of the United States?
Biden. Come
That's
on.
Tom's
He probably
president.
still thinks he's the president.
Hey, if they had a 6 days here, what like where do you think it would have to be more beneficial to Americans?
Not West Virginia.
I was thinking not rocks.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't go there.
No.
Everyone would get destroyed. Around this area, honestly, I
Yeah.
reckon.
Yeah.
So someone said they were looking at Florida a few years ago, and that would probably be decent. Because I think if you stack the U.S. trophy team, you get Johnny, Dante.
Mateo.
Well, he's junior. You get someone.
This is last year, I think, junior too, isn't it?
Somebody
But yeah,
else
you
who
could get
kills the
enough.
sand,
Yeah, you could get enough sand riders. That would be really, I think, a really dominant team. But like, you wouldn't go. I mean, you could go out west, but out west is shit.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Like
So
all the
then you got two
BLM
guys.
land, like
Yeah.
we went to Vegas Arena last year, and it's like 500 something miles through the desert, and it's all BLM land. Like you could obviously get enough land doing it
Yeah.
that way, but I feel like that wouldn't.
No, I think you'd
Wouldn't be
like
the essence
around
of
this area,
America.
like the southeast would be a cool place. Like somewhere like Camp Coco would be a like ideal
Sick.
kind of dirt as well.
RIP.
R.I.P.
Oh,
RIP.
yeah. Is it really? Is it really done?
That's what I've heard. Heard's a solar farm,
That's gay.
allegedly.
So let's say it was in Florida, and let's say they based it out of Palatka. Would you? So like you could go on. It doesn't matter. Does it have to be public, private land, and just anybody like?
Yeah, I don't
Like
know.
if they
how
go have a
it'll
test
work.
at
yeah.
Caleb's and then have a test
Yeah,
at
yeah, I
Wild
think
Boar,
you could do that. Yeah.
and then shoot down to Daytona.
But it's got to be signed off on by all the landowners and stuff. Like you can't. That's the toughest part. Is like out west, there's so much public land, and then out east, everything is private. And so any transfer, even if you cut through a corner of someone, you got to have all the liability waivers and.
which is a lot of what National Enduro goes through, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. It would be cool to see. I mean,
I'd like to see one go back to Australia too,
yeah.
but
Would it go? What part?
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Don't know. I haven't been back there.
Do you ever
Haven't-
think you'll go back and race a Hada?
I want to.
Yeah.
I need to. I told the wife the other day, or when it ran a couple of weeks ago, I'd like to try and do it next year, just because I don't know. It's been on the list for years and
Yeah.
years.
Have
and
you ever done it?
No,
No.
but
Really?
no.
Oh,
it's-
shit.
But it's been on the list, and while I'm still somewhat decent pace, I would like to go. I don't want to have any expectations, but go and do it while I can still run at a decent pace, and just go and enjoy it.
Make the 480 eat.
Mm-hmm.
That would be cool. What other bucket list races are there for you?
I'd like to do Weston. the beach race.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is that Great Britain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's another
Is that the Todd Kellett special?
Well, he does Latour. I don't think he does Western.
Oh.
It's like the weird one. They put a bunch of dozer blades, and
Dude,
it's a little bit more. It's a one-off one. I think.
Carnage.
it looks miserable.
The videos of those guys is
Yeah.
just unreal.
But Kellett does like the Latour.
There's a series of it, right?
Yeah. Which originally that one, I talked to him a little bit about it, and he said unless you're on a French team, it's hard to do good. I don't know, understand why. But
So, Weston, anything else that?
I mean, the Dakar is on the list, but
Yeah.
I don't think I would ever do it.
Yeah.
And that it would only be on the list to ride,
Right.
not race.
Yeah.
Like obviously you'd be in the race and I'd race, but I want to go. Like Sanders posted a picture from his last Dakar on his Instagram, and there's this picture of him going through the dunes, like from a helicopter or something.
And
But
it's
it's
just
like
him.
a landscape picture,
Dude.
and imagine
just him
just
shooting a
yeah,
massive
yes.
rooster
Imagine
tail.
putting that on your wall,
Yeah.
like I just would be cool just to get that photo just for the memories.
Do
you know?
they do like team events in that, or is it
I
just
don't
solo
think so.
all of it?
Yeah, just solo. They have a what do they call it? There's a race. One of the classes is unsupported,
Okay.
so the rider has to come in at night, and I think he has to do all the
everything.
yeah, it's unsupported.
That's nuts.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
Dude, that
Have to be miserable.
yeah. I would go nuts being in the middle of the desert by yourself with a
But like, imagine how cool that is, though. It's like
It
they
is
have
cool,
those.
but-
They have those days. What do they call them? Where you have a certain amount of time. Let's say at 4 p.m. Chrono stage, or is it a chrono stage?
I know what you're talking about. It's
Like at 4 p.m.
marathon stage.
Well, the marathon ones, sometimes they get to stay in a tent
Oh,
or a hut where they get feed. But
Yeah.
the last couple of years they've had, it's like at 4 p.m. you have to ride to the next checkpoint and you roll out your sleeping bag and sleep under the stars.
yeah. And all the riders sleep together.
But it all
right?
depends on if there might be all the pros at the one checkpoint, but all the other guys who missed the 4 o'clock mark, they might have to stay at this one.
Mm.
But it's like, geez, imagine just sleeping out in the desert. It'd be sick.
Fucking camel come up.
Come on,
knock you
man, a
in the head.
camel. Look at the size of you, Tom. That camel's gonna knock you out.
Golly.
Like it'd be sick. It's like that's like an adventure.
Yeah.
We're talking
Like-
about Dakar.
We should stay
Yeah.
warm. Won't come up to you.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I've heard in the desert because
It gets
there's no
cold
cloud
at night.
cover, all the temperature disappears.
Yeah,
How
it
did,
gets
uh,
cold at night.
That's what I'm saying. The camel come up to you.
Oh.
A little
No.
snuggling. Might like you.
How did Captain get wrapped up in all that now?
He just Chilean.
Yeah.
What's his name? The guy who rode for Husky and Honda. He's a Chilean.
Benja Herrera.
Nah. He just retired. I forget his name.
Andrew
Anyway.
Short.
No. But yeah, I think Captain. I think he had ambitions to do that anyway, and it just kind of came out quicker than maybe he wanted.
Interesting.
That was a pretty
River-
cool opportunity.
Rivers just popped in and said, T-Shep String, what's y'all's thoughts about the New York race supposed to be next year? Is there a New York round that's...
I haven't heard of it.
This is the first I'm hearing about it.
Hey, I'm just team manager. I don't know anything.
They don't include you in the calls.
No,
do
they don't.
And then somebody, Kevin Campbell, said, any rumors about scheduled venues for GNCC next year? Anything getting cut or added? We just talked about Coker.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's going away.
That is a shame.
Yeah, it
The
does.
place is good.
It was good and it was close. Well, it was convenient for us because it was
Yeah, it's
close.
close.
But
Yeah.
that was probably my most fun place to go.
Yeah.
Like the track was good too, but it was like
Yeah.
the
Kids have fun.
yeah,
Everything.
it was
it's easy.
really good and it's flat, like
Well,
like
it's
grass,
a sweet
not
venue,
a yeah.
Fishing.
Well, I've said this before. The track used to be a lot of fun until they added that 2-mile fuller wide across the field on the other side of the road, and it's just zigzaggy through the damn tight ass pine trees. It's terrible.
There's
They ruined the whole
There
track.
is some like that one year we they had a bunch of grass track in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I
That was
don't
sick.
I don't know why
It was
we
wet.
Yeah, but why don't we just?
Was the
why
lime?
can't they add it
Everybody freaked out about the lime and the
was
soil
it? Maybe.
destroying bikes.
Oh, I forgot about
So
that.
everybody
Yeah.
had their new anodized wheels. It was
No,
3
that-
You used to
rounds
run
in.
across that bridge across the island and stuff too, and then do all the grass track
that
out in the
bridge
middle.
Broke. But that year you're talking about, all that grass section was where all the clay pigeon stuff is, and that's what all the lime was from all the clay pigeons. I think what you're talking about is out in the big field in the back by that road.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, there's just like there's a lot of tracks that we go to where you're like, there's all this space here. Why don't we add some stuff? And there's probably more to it than just adding a couple of ribbons and arrows. I don't know. So
Well, and they used to I don't know. I feel like tracks used to, like the big sections like that, like the start, the pits, everything was like could be in different spots, and it just changed up the whole feel of the weekend. But I know we've talked about it before, and it's kind of like I don't remember who mentioned it, but it was like a marketing thing to where like you go to a venue, you know where the pit's going to be, you know where the start's going to be, and I get that, but still.
What do you think has been the biggest change that you've noticed at GNCC's, being in it so long and at the professional level? Like from course layout to the way that ribbons are cut, or not cut, but like the double placard.
yeah,
Or like, does it still feel the same
it
as
still
it
feels
felt
the
when you
same.
first started?
it feels more professional, like bigger,
Like more of a show?
Yes, which is good. Which is good for us. Sometimes it is not as good because it's not as laid back. Like there's always someone watching, whether it be the riders or someone's watching the Coombs family, what they're doing, or watching Bolton and Ryan set up the track. There's always someone that's got a bitch about something, and that's where I think maybe 15, 20 years ago, everyone just turned up and raced. It's like there was a little bit of that, but there's definitely more of that now. Definitely more people that
Politics.
that think they have a say or want to have a say about something when really it probably in the scheme of things it doesn't matter.
Well, shit, that's not just damn.
No,
That's not just dirt bike racing. That's
That's everywhere.
2025 as a whole.
And throwing out races over 25.5-foot lines. And
Yeah.
I was just wondering, like, just from a whole, like, what was the biggest change that you noticed, whether it's like changes with the tracks or anything like that?
It's got to be the attendance.
Yeah,
Oh my
I mean the
God,
tracks are wore out. They're beat, but they get some. Yeah, then it goes back to the attendance. There's so many people riding now, racing, and I mean there's only so much they can do to the track. I wish sometimes I feel like the tracks could be repaired a little better after the weekend, so they can heal up for the following year. Because like I've been to the tracks a lot of years now, and there's bumps there that I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this when I was in an RM250. And it's like sometimes I just feel like some stuff could be fixed up a little better, but I don't know.
Yeah. If you could bring back one track that we don't go to anymore, which one would it be?
Unadilla.
Yeah, really.
Oh man, it's cool going.
You think they could still go there?
Nah, I think they're growing out of that place.
Just because the parking of the track's too short.
Both.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. It wasn't my favorite. The dirt there, because it had that rock in the in the dirt, so probably wasn't my favorite dirt. But as far as the track layout, it was a pretty fun track from what I remember.
Shoot up there and do your J-Day.
Dude, I didn't have time.
Dude, imagine doing that track like you know how now you go to Ironman. They got to split up the morning and after the morning 2 times.
Oh my God.
I went in 2013. I just got a YZ252 stroke, 250C. And they announced on the line that this was the biggest attendance in the morning race. It was like 915 riders. That was in 2013.
Yeah.
And the track was not a great passing track. It was tight. It's the same way it is now. And it was unreal. And now you take that there, and now you go back to Ironman where it's a lot better passing. It's like they should have split it up back then too, but there's just so many people in that place because Wainoa was a co-sanctioned event at the time, and then all the guys from New England would come down because it wasn't Florida. I mean, everyone would go, and waking up, and it'd be real foggy. You'd walk out, and you'd see the entire moto track, and it was just everybody wanted to go there. So it was like the modern day. It was like Ironman is now.
Yeah.
I raced Unadilla. There were 79 people on my row. I got a 19th place plaque because they give you plaques
Hell
for the top third, and I almost got the whole shot. I was like second one around the first corner, slid out. Bikes on one side of the people. I'm on the other side of people. 78 people just going in between me and my bike. Start dead last.
Hey, well, that's pretty solid. 79th to 19th.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite plaques. That's one I'll never throw away.
I'd like to go to Florida twice. Or not necessarily.
You take that back. I'm going to cut that out of the show.
Not necessarily go down there twice, just stay down and do 2 races
weekends
down
in a
there.
row.
Back to back.
And back to back. So that way everyone can stay down. So the people from the north, they get their holiday in or their vacation or whatever. I don't know where you would go. I don't think we need to ride
River Ranch.
Yeah.
A whole Waller mud ball.
Yeah, we don't need to go to Hollow Mug Bog twice, but go to River Ranch.
Or Mud Mucker.
Yeah, or something.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a bunch of FTR stuff down there.
I mean, you get in the middle of
place.
Florida too, dude. It's unlike any other conditions in Florida. Like there's clay and there's like mountains in the middle of Florida, like in the very interior. Like I wonder if there would be a way to access one of those because it'd be in Florida, but it'd be different than any Florida track you.
Somebody was telling me that those are all like man-made hills from mining, and all that soil's like very toxic
From the aliens.
Could be
some wild
But
stuff.
that I would love to see that happen. Just back to back down there.
Did you ever do a Sunday, Wednesday, Sunday? Did you ever have to run the Enduro midweek?
No, I never did Enduro. No, what was
alligator.
it? Yeah, no. So I did Tuesday, Sunday.
I would say, how
GNCC.
gnarly was that?
Yeah. I don't know. That's what, like, the track couldn't have been as rough as they are now.
You don't think y'all can do it now?
Oh, I couldn't.
Really? Well,
No. But we did it. So what? When did they stop doing that?
when they
I
left
remember
River
2011.
Probably 2015.
Last year on the Suzuki.
Yeah,
Was it that?
13. It was
Really?
before I graduated high school because I started first year doing them fully was in 14, and it was a year or two before that. So 12 or 13 I had to.
Yeah, because it's
Didn't Hooper race during the week down there for a couple years?
His first year.
Yeah.
Or second year, maybe.
That'd have been 2015 because the first one was in 14 at Big Buck.
Yeah, but see, that would have been the first year we raced on a Sunday because he raced on a Tuesday or something. Yeah, those, I can't remember that far ago, but they had to be difficult.
And then,
I remember hearing a lot of stories of a bunch of guys from Ohio because in March, it's still pretty nasty in Ohio, February, March. Everybody go down. They hadn't rode in 3 months because they've been working and it's been frozen up north. They go down there and they put 5 hours of race time on a bike. They come home like, man, we ain't going to touch a bike till freaking May. Dude, screw that. They go to the GNCC, the Alligator, then go back to either Georgia or whatever it was the next race. Race 3 times in a week.
So 2014 was on a Sunday at the Mud Mucker. So
I was there.
13
Terrible.
River Ranch. I think it would have been River Ranch. Let's see.
real quick, while
it was on Tuesday, March 12th. Hey, you finished third that day.
What year?
2013.
Big Cowie.
Yeah.
That was something big for me, too, because when I first started going to the GNCCs, there was all the different teams. Like, there was a Shock Doctor KTM, and I don't think it was – what was the Kawasaki team at the time? It wasn't just Factory Cowie. It was
Geico. Wasn't it Geico?
Yeah.
Who was that? I forget his name now.
Scotty Watkins. I remember that.
Remember I got a Jimmy Jarrett jersey that weekend. I don't know if it was from the year before because you could buy everybody's jerseys like from the weekend before up at the Moto Tees.
Really?
I got me a Jimmy Jarrett and a Jesse Robinson. It was the only one sitting there. Everything else was gone. So I had them. I still got them in my house.
Who was that guy that ran that team? I remember that. He was around for a while.
Bennett. I don't know.
But Suzuki was there. I mean, every manufacturer was there. Like, that's like going to John Penton GNCC first year I ever went in 2009 just to watch. And it was like you seen all the rigs. I mean, everyone had, their cool box fans. Like, it's looking back at it now, it'd be cool to see all the brands. Like, I was glad whenever in 2019 Cowie came back, or 18. That was big cool to me.
Yep.
real quick before I forget, this episode also brought to you by friend of the program and friend of everybody in this room, Zach Tussle, Raymond James Financial. Always my first recommendation for retirement and financial planning. TussleInvestments.com. Hit him up. He's a racer and a financial advisor, and works with a lot of people in the moto industry and even people in the room. But hit him up, Tussle Investments, or on the socials. And also, if you're shopping Rocky Mountain ATVMC.com, don't forget to use our link in the OTP bio. It's also in the description of this video and the podcast. Basically, anywhere you can see OTP stuff, it's there. You just click that link, shop like normal. We get a small piece of that. Helps the show, keeps going. Helps us get to places like Italy to film some dirt bike content that we need to book. So go shop Rocky Mountain. Use the link. Josh, since we got you here, put you on spot just a little bit. Not too bad. Couple breaking news things coming out of the GNCC world. We got XC3 gone, which Beta has had a lot of support in that XC3 class. Jack coming from the XC3 class, and I think there's an amateur rider supported in it this year. That was big news. The concussion protocol that's coming in.
I need to do that, actually.
And also the other big thing was the starts. Kind of shaking things up the way that the starts are going to be from, I guess, here on out. Is it just one race, or is it the rest of the year?
I haven't heard. I missed the.
I guess see how it goes.
Tom, you got it pulled up there?
I missed the phone call. But I did get filled in on it.
So yeah, the kind of email just sent out one random night. I was actually at the movies. I was like, oh no, what is happening right now? But yeah, so it says for the upcoming Buckwheat, and then it'll be reassessed from that. XC1 and XC2 riders currently ranked in the top 20 overall in points will start on the front row. The remaining XC1 and XC2 riders will start from the second row and will select start positions immediately after the start of the morning amateur race. So you are obviously in the top 20. You have obviously seen this whole XC2 debacle that we've seen really rise up over the past couple years. What's your thoughts there as far as the change to the starts?
I think when the guys in the class right now move up, I think the XC2 class will go back to how it was.
Yeah.
So I think really they're just having a abnormal, like a year that isn't normal with three guys.
In there, yeah.
Essentially, they're just racing each other that hard that they're pushing up into the overall. I think in the past there's been guys that have been fast enough to run up in the overall, but they haven't had to race
that hard.
Yes. Yeah. And so I think when so Grant's going up next year, maybe some others will go up, and we'll and I think honestly I think the class will go back to somewhat normal. I think you'll see one or two guys up there 4th through 7th each weekend, how they have been for the last 10 years. Yeah. I think it'll go back to normal. So I think it's difficult. I have the biggest problem again. It's with money. It's the fairness of it, and it doesn't affect me because my bonus programs have been for XC1 only, which that's the class I race. So I believe that's what I should get paid for, and that's how I've done my deals. It's the guys that have done deals that are for the overall, and whether that being the manufacturer that's done those deals or the rider themselves, it's their fault if they've done it themselves. But it's like it's not fair if the manufacturer has given the rider no option except for an overall bonus. It's like Ben is the best example. What has he won? Did he win 3 races but not 2?
He's won 2 overalls.
But how many races? How many XC1?
No, he's won like 4 or 5 XC1 wins.
And see
that's overall.
That's not how it should be. It's like he busted his ass to win that class. Like put him in the XC2 class then.
5 XC1 overalls.
Yeah, so I just don't see the.
So you think his bonus is structured to where he only, if it's not overall?
I know it's structured to be overall only. So there's 2 or 3 races there where he has made next to nothing, and that's not it. It sucks. It shouldn't be. That's not how it should be. And there's they're taking advantage of it.
Yeah.
And that, like, they're getting out of paying a rider what they're worth and what they deserve, and they're taking it and advertising with it how they would if he want. Like, it just there's a lot of things there that are done. I don't believe done right, and but I think once these guys move out of that class next year, I think it'll go back to normal. And if Ben wins the overall, or if Ben wins XC1 class next year, I believe he would win the overall too. So 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
So there's actually no way to see anything past the top 20 in overall points.
No. So you don't know who's on the bubble.
I wonder how they're going to get brought in, because usually, obviously, they do the roll call.
I think they'll do 20.
Introduction.
I think they'll do the top 20. It'll be just maybe a little quicker.
Yeah.
Okay. So they'll call out everybody.
As far as you kind of have to. You can't call out
that's a big
15
deal.
people and leave 5 of them on there. So
I wonder if, for JoJo Cunningham, he's 15th in overall points. He'll start.
I don't know how that's going to work.
So
he'll still be starting row 4, 5.
He'll start 258, but does whoever's in 21st place
get
bumped up, or will it only be 19 on the front row?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering too. Or if someone's missing a couple races, do they fill in those spots, or is it just top 20 in points?
No, I think it's just top 20.
That'll be cool to see a big front row, though.
It will be, 20 guys on the front
row. Here's an issue. I don't know if they thought about this. I didn't think, because they asked me about it, and it is what it is. They can put this up. We can do these races and see how it works. Maybe in the future, if another 3 guys start racing like this, then they know what to do next time. But so now, if let's just go Ben. Who is it? Ben, Stu, and Liam. Right? Yeah. Let's say those 3 are battling. Let's say Grant is winning the race. So he's passed into the overall, but those 3 guys are battling on the last lap. Technically, Grant can let those guys past, and they can race for the XC1 class. But now we're all starting together. He can't let them race. So Stu has to battle with not only Ben and Liam, but he also has to battle with Grant, who's in a different class.
Yeah,
and Cody and Toth and
but that's the example. If it's those 4 before we doing this new thing at Buckwheat, technically Grant Davis can move out of the way, let these 3 guys battle the XC1 class. Grant's still going to win the overall because he's still inside that minute.
Yeah.
But now, because we're all starting together,
he don't have the minute.
No, and so you can't. So technically, Grant has to battle those 3 guys for overall position, but these guys are racing for XC1 position.
But it all goes back to the way the championship rules are written, right? Where
but championship doesn't mean shit, man. It's bonus money.
Yeah,
it's bonus money. I know. I'm pretty certain Stu gets paid XC1 bonus money. Pretty certain that Liam gets paid XC1. Ben is overall. So it's as far as I'm concerned, Stu probably doesn't really care if Grant Davis beats him, because Stu's going to get his 10 grand from Cowie if he gets first in XC1.
They have an overall bonus too, I believe.
But
yeah.
So it's I don't know. I don't think there's a right way to do the class thing.
But I mean, especially this is the first time that this deep in the season we've seen an XC2 guy in a legitimate battle for the overall championship, and so it kind of seems like a really weird time to start playing around with rules and experimenting.
It is.
Hey, let's try it for the first time with 4 races left and something that's never happened before. But I mean, from that perspective, do you think it's more of an advantage for Grant to be starting with that minute and having a minute to play with, or being able to now race Ben straight up? Because I reached out to sources directly involved in this thing, and I've heard that I think he's pumped. I think he's excited about battling straight up. Where it seems like the whole thing this whole time has been having that minute to play with is the only reason he's been able to do what he's doing.
I don't think that's the truth.
Yeah.
He's
that's
obviously
a narrative people put out there.
but he's obviously top notch to be able to win overalls for 1. I definitely think having the minute to play with and how he he attacks that first quarter of the race, I think that he's at an advantage for sure. But I also think you race with, I don't know, you don't call them the big, like you race with the bigger class. I think there's definitely some things to learn. I don't think he'll be as dominant starting on this row. I'm not saying that I'm going to go out and beat him, but I think he may have a harder time beating the guys that he's battling with for the overall points. It's
Racing straight
yes,
up.
Ben and Stu, they're crafty, man. Like they know things that Grant just doesn't know yet, and at the rate he's rising, it probably won't take long for him to figure some of the stuff out. But there's stuff that Ben knows that Grant just won't know. So I think if we do the last 4 races like this, I think Ben has the advantage at all of the rounds, honestly.
Do you think that there is an XC2 guy, or is there any XC1 guys that aren't in the top 20?
Yeah, there's a couple, but
maybe Thad if he missed some, but I think Thad's even in there. Do you think that there's somebody that's not in the top 20 that now can get that same advantage of having clean air on row 2 while everyone else is battling up on row 1? Do you think there's somebody that we don't typically see in those overall spots that could do it from the second row with so many people battling on the front line now? Because it's going to be a lot more traffic for you guys on the front row.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't think of that. Maybe. I just think it'll be the same as everyone will spread out at the end of the race. So if there's a guy on that second row who can catch up, I mean, Jack, for example, he'll be on the second row. So I believe if he gets a good start, he can get up to the top 5 overall for the first half of the race. And I think it just generally how the XC2 class normally is, they will just towards the end of the race, the lap times will drop off and they'll just finish back to where they normally have. And I think that'll be the same with whoever is on that road. Sure, I think they can catch up and get inside the top 10, top 5, but I think towards the end of the race, it'll just go back to where they probably would be.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think if they could catch up to that lead pack, then maybe they could see that and kind of ride a little bit harder being in that position. I don't know.
Yeah, you have like GD, Gus, and Cody they're expending so much energy catching up that first lap.
Yeah.
Like there's this year, like I honestly feel like this year I've been riding pretty good for how far along I am in my career. I'm like, there's a couple of rounds where I'm like, oh man, I'm feeling good, and then all of a sudden I hear this 250F behind me. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, we're 6 miles into the first lap, and I'm getting caught, and I can see Ben or whoever's in the lead. I can see them. They're like, we're in a train, and it's like, what do you expect us to do? Like, it's like, I just.
What do you think would happen if the top 4 or 5 XC1 guys just drop the hammer from the get-go as hard and as fast as they could go like the XC2 guys were?
They're cutting in trail.
Yeah.
I don't think it works. Toth was good at it. Toth didn't train hard enough to finish the race.
Yeah.
So.
I think
Oberdoes knows. I mean, a lot of people ask me, is like, who is the, I don't know, you don't say the best, but like, Toth is talent. Man, and it pissed me off because like there's been a bunch of races back when he was on KTM. It's like he'd have a 1.5 minute lead on everyone.
They'd be going
2 laps to go. It's like, oh, it's just Toth, no big deal. He can't finish. Yeah. It's like imagine if he put a couple of % more into the training side of things that he probably could have. He could have been unstoppable for years. It's funny. It's like
there was one time though that he had it all figured out, and
I will say one more thing about the
blown up bike stuck in a gear.
About row 2 catching. They'll be catching the backside of 20 riders too now instead of the backside of 8 or so that's usually in it.
Yeah,
so
and it's
getting inside the minutes gonna be a lot harder.
20. Who's Jack down there?
There should be 18.
Let's
Gavin,
call it 18
Gavin
because 250A guys.
and JoJo.
And I mean, here's the other thing too that I thought about when you mentioned Jack starting on row 2 and all this is think about like the Red Bear Racing team. They got 5 pro riders that are all going to be on the front row now, and so now where you had a little bit of a gap, like a lot of these teams are going to be having 4, 5, 3 guys coming in at the same exact time for
At
pits.
Pitts. Hey, that wasn't chaotic with just 2 of them there, was it?
Do what?
It's
Oh,
not chaotic
yeah.
at Red Bear with just 2 of them, is it?
Yeah. Now, and I mean, that's the other thing too is like kind of being around their pits. It's like, I don't know that there's 2 guys for every bike. Like they kind of pit somebody and then Nick and Josh come and they pit them. And like now there could very well be those 5 guys in a row
Just imagine.
coming into pits.
Imagine
Or
first,
like-
first through 5th.
Yeah.
Stu and the boys just coming in.
Yeah. All at one
Oh,
time.
that'd be sick.
Yeah, Stu.
I think
has
that
everybody
reel
on
would do pretty
payroll.
good.
Stu's everyone's payroll man. He's like, no, me.
Yeah.
Like, drop
Yeah.
their shit.
But because like you look at like Gus and Grant, like they got their own truck, so it's not like 4 guys coming into KTM. It's for them, it's
Yeah.
still business as usual. But I mean, even like Phoenix is gonna have a couple more people coming in at the same time, or yeah, because Mike and Cody and
Well, JoJo will be on the back end with the A guys, from what we can tell.
yeah.
It hasn't been made clear yet.
Yeah.
No,
That'd be interesting if they ended up putting the A guys in there
I
too.
don't. They can't. I don't think they can do that.
It says the front row will consist of XC1, XC2 riders currently in the top 20. So I'd say if they was going to put 250A up there, it'd say 250A.
Because I think when we did the show before, I think the one we did downstairs, I think you mentioned something about like doing away with the overall, like not even scoring an overall.
Yeah.
You still feel that way?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean that's the 250 class isn't a stepping stone class anymore. It's
a pro
honestly,
class.
Yeah, it's a pro class. So it's. I mean, I would put it on the same terms as 450 Pro Motocross, 250 Pro Motocross. It's like they're 2 pro classes. Deegan isn't getting overalls for fastest lap times at Ironman last weekend or whatever, is he? It's like you can't.
Yeah, but they're not racing at the same time either.
But if you put them together, what's Deegan going to finish? 3rd?
Yeah.
4th? On a 250?
Yeah.
Maybe. Like, who knows?
Potentially,
Yeah, maybe better. I don't know.
Or them saying that Deegan's running too fast of lap times on a 250. So for the rest of the Pro Motocross series, we're going to put the top 10 250 guys and the top 10 450 guys in one moto. And then second moto, we're going to do 10 through 20.
Yes. No, I mean.
It's weird to do this in the middle of the season.
it is weird.
Yeah, but I would like to see the overall split, but I don't think that's how this type of racing will be. It's like it's always going to be XC1, XC2, but then if the XC2 guy jumps up, he'll be in the overall. I think that's just how it is.
Well, that's off-road racing.
Yeah, but I do believe that after this year, it'll go back to normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if they want to change it, they got to take it to where the money is in the 450 class, because I mean, if there's not enough opportunity in the 450 class, then guys are going to be looking to make a living riding, 250A, XC2, and then if finally someone has room, all right, now I'll go to a 450 because they got to make a living.
But I mean, like you said, last year was the first time we ever saw an XC2 guy win, and now it's happened 5 times, 6 times. And
and then last year, Toth, it was that mud race, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Georgia.
So
It ended up being
there's been
short.
close mud races where XC2 guys have been close in the past. So it's surprising that it hasn't happened earlier because we have plenty of mud races. So but it's crazy that last year was the first one, but it wasn't a normal race. It was a mud race, and
it was short.
was it?
Yeah, I think the year prior, Evan almost did it, correct?
Yeah,
Evan
John
almost did it. Or was it
Evan or
John?
John?
at Georgia,
Yeah.
Yeah, one of
That
them.
was the bad. That was the year it was bad muddy,
Yeah.
where it rained all night and all day. It was really good Saturday, and then it rained all night and all day Sunday, and it was like standing water. It's the first year it was clear cut.
Just like
Yeah.
Georgia.
I mean,
did
Toth
14.
almost won at Snowshoe too, from XC2.
On
No.
Yamaha.
Yeah, 17.
Snowshoe.
What?
2017.
Has a snowshoe.
But it's still XC2 guy.
Yeah, but he was the second. What was he? Second or third row or something?
Something like that.
Doesn't count. Snowshoe doesn't count.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, but yeah, I
even
agree.
more
Yeah,
so
yeah.
to the point of how has it not happened before?
Yeah. No, I know.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, because now you look like Grant Davis is just doing something that hadn't been done, and then Toth, like you said, very talented rider and an XC1 rider. So he's done it twice now, 2 or 3,
Twice.
two overall wins. So it's like that's kind of like a one-off thing too, because he should be in XC1. And then DeFeo, that was just random. Like that was him coming out.
That wasn't that race was weird too.
Yeah, but I mean, DeFeo, his first race, his first year in XC2, won by 3.5 minutes, and I think he was the first physical overall from the second row. But to your point, it's just weird that it's happened the way that it has in the past year. Mm-hmm. But I think it will kind of level itself out when we see the next wave go up.
I will also on the Ben Grant topic. I will also give the bump to BK just because he won't be fatigued from the 6 day like Grant will be as well. So,
is it the next weekend?
Yes, we race 6 days later, 7 days later.
I didn't even think about that. That's coming up quick.
Is it August 30?
Well, we get back the 30th, or I get back the 30th.
Okay.
And then we race what is it? The
6th
7th,
or 7th,
6th or 7th or something. Yeah. So
yeah.
and so BK will be refreshed.
Oh,
Ben, Stu, who else? Liam, like a bunch of the guys that are kind of up there will be refreshed, and it'll be Grant, Gus, or Cody. Those 3 guys are all going to the 6 days. So,
Johnny.
yeah. So you might see a fall off in the XC2 class, at least at Buckwheat maybe, until everyone can recover.
Do you know what the deal was with the whole silent switch of Mountaineer and Buckwheat? Because at the beginning of the season, Mountaineer was the first race
Does it
back.
have something to do with the SMX?
I figured it did, but I never saw like a release or anything. I was looking because I do a schedule at the beginning of the year and kind of map everything out, and I was looking at it, and then when I went back to look at the online thing, I was like, wait, it's not Mountaineer, it's Buckwheat. But I don't remember seeing like a change.
I think
I
they
don't
just
know
changed
why.
it.
Yeah.
Or unless they had it in the schedule you saw, it was just West Virginia, and maybe you just presumed.
Could be possible. I don't know.
Interesting.
I just didn't know if there ever was. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I just didn't know if you heard anything.
No, I hadn't.
Concussions. Good thing, bad thing.
I think it's needed.
Yeah.
Probably. It's hard to police, but I guess if it's just for the 2 pro classes, and women. Mm-hmm. I mean, so I guess if that's it, but when, so at motocross or supercross, you crash and get a concussion, someone's going to see it. But you crash out in the woods in the back 40. Oh no, I was knocked out. Yeah. Where'd you go for 10 minutes, man? I don't know. I think it's a good idea. I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to have Jack do it, and I think.
So what do they do? Do an evaluation at the beginning of the year, and then
no? So you do. There's like a computer test. There's a bunch of weird questions and lines and shit that you have to trace or follow. I can't remember. I did one with Husky years ago, and I guess if you then that's your baseline, and then if you have a concussion, you go do the test, and there's some percentage that you have.
But will they test you before and after, or do your baseline and test you before the races, or?
No. It'll just be if you have a concussion. Like, I just think if you have a big crash. So, someone had a crash at
Johnny.
Coker.
I wasn't going to bring. Well, yeah. So Johnny, but then there was another amateur kid. Maybe Gavin. I think he was kind of. Oh no. Anyway, it was someone. He was like clearly rocked, and they let him get back on the bike and finish the race. I forget who it was. And I think it sparked. That was the same time Johnny, I think, maybe was having some problems. I don't know.
Landers, Chase, I think at Coker
From the video.
I don't.
Video of him passing Andrew?
Anyway, so I think it got brought up to someone's attention, and I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, and from my understanding, it'll be like a baseline test, and then, like you said, if you're suspected of a head injury or a bad crash, then you do another one. They compare that to the baseline test and kind of can assess you from there. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a really good thing in terms of safety, because I mean, we've seen people go out still riding confused, and then it just compounds. Like when you're not clear, and then all of a sudden, 2 trees turn into 1 tree. And
yeah, well, I mean, so Jack, he did a local race earlier in the year, and I guess he hit his head. I can't remember if he crashed or hit it on a tree branch or something. And that week he was in his room all week. He's like, "Oh, I'm good to race," and I'm like, he's like, "But I've got the lights turned off and everything," and I'm like, I'm just like, man, I was like, Jack's 18, 19 years old, and I'm like, man, you don't mess with this. Like, you can't mess with this stuff. With racing dirt bikes, it's not like, even if you were winning all the races, like, it's just not, it doesn't make any sense. So it's like, if he had the concussion test, then he could have went and done it, and they could have been like, "Oh no, you need to sit out, man." But instead, like, we just had to be like, "Look, Jack, you need to take a break, take this weekend off, and get feeling better before you come back." I think that one's common sense. There should be, if anyone argues with that, I think it's silly.
The only thing that I could foresee is, like, because I mean, NFL has been doing concussion protocol like this for a long time, and I don't know what goes into it or how the tests are read or what it tests for, but think about one of the championship guys that are coming down to the wire and they have a bad crash and get hurt, and the tests indicate that they should be held out of that race. Like, I hope that with this safety thing being implemented, that, like, safety stays the priority. And because, I mean, it's going to be tough to do that. And, like, say, knock on wood, but, like, if it was Ben and get a concussion and he fails the test going into it, and then it's like, man, do we actually hold him out? Do we let him go race? He seems all right. Like, I just wonder how the testing is going to be done and going to be enforced.
Yeah, I'm not the doctor.
Slippery slope.
Yeah, me either.
I mean,
but I think that is a good strat. Like, before banning IVs, like, I don't think that, that does nothing but help.
Yeah.
Like,
that
was the weirdest thing to go after. But, the concussion thing, I think this is I think that's a good step. I think it's a positive step for the safety of racers.
You could hit somebody with
Fascinated by that thing.
Put that thing away, brother.
That's the Viator.
That's what John will have in his boot.
Now Brody's going to know how everyone else feels. Going somewhere you can't understand what anyone's saying.
That's fucked up.
Man, what do you say? Yeah, what do you say?
I know the Johnson boys a little bit, but I don't think they have much of a their menu isn't very big, is it?
Yeah, probably not.
Like, I think they may struggle with that the most.
They need some barbecue for sure, yeah.
Well, there's no barbecue in here.
Yeah, they got pasta.
Y'all got some pulled pork.
Yeah.
They got pizza. They'll be all right.
Yeah.
So what about the XC3 class? You got any opinion on that going away?
Being team manager of one of the few brands that makes 125.
Well, I mean, you can't fight it. Unfortunately, there's 5 got.
Yeah, it's
sometimes
not like
4. Yeah. If the class was 15 deep, then I think it would. I don't think there would even go away. But it's just I don't think there's all that much interest in the class. There's not many people going from an 85 to a 125 to move to a 250F.
To go back to a 125.
Yes. Yeah, it's like, or Jojo. Like, he's been on a 250F. He's not going to drop back down to a 125 to race the XC3 class.
Right.
I just think
well, and that's kind of what this says. It says, this decision is not a reflection of the skill level or performance of the current riders in the class, but a recognition of the actual trajectory of riders advancing to the pro ranks.
Yeah, I just think it just needs to.
I mean, what super mini rider have you seen in recent years go from a super mini to 125? Like, they all just jumped to a 250F.
I mean, if you get a super mini kid who can ride good, they could probably ride a 125 in 150A.
Yeah.
And that would be the equivalent. I mean, that's the class that you would jump into, and you would get the same overall or similar overall. You'd have the same lap times. It's I mean, it sucks to see it go. I just don't think it was I think just it petered out over the years.
It was cool the first couple of
The
years.
first
there was
couple, bunch of old cowies and stuff in there.
Yeah. Well, and there was like some decent competition too. I mean, there was Eddie, Jason Raines, Jesse. Like some of those years were actually pretty entertaining to watch.
Yeah, it seems like recent years there's like one runaway.
Mm-hmm. So,
Jonathan Johnson. The Johnsons last couple of years.
Yeah. Well, sweet.
All right. What else is on the agenda?
I don't know. Did we make it to TKO results?
Not even close.
No.
No.
I didn't know that. I saw one of the results, and I think I looked up the wrong race, so I don't know.
We got started on it. Like I said, I texted you. I didn't expect you to actually come, so this is cool. Out and about.
Yeah, don't plan anything. Just text me and just come by the house.
Yeah, we
We
did.
was
Stop
actually-
on by.
We went over.
Great Wolf Lodge.
Yeah.
Places.
Oh, that's where you were at?
Yeah, well, because it
I used to
rained.
work there.
Rained this morning, so Cam's like, I need to get the boys out of the house, and
are they not in school?
not yet, the 15th or something, maybe next week after. And so she took them down there. I was doing some stuff, and I went down there, and it's
Successful.
not for, it's not for me, that place.
That was my first full-time job. I was a lifeguard at Great Wolf Lodge.
Hey, real
Yeah.
quick about the boys, because your youngest, he just started riding, right?
Yeah.
I seen the post. So, I mean, does he immediately, like, all about it?
Yeah,
Or is he kinda-
Maverick's in trouble.
Yeah?
Yeah, Maverick's going to be in trouble. So,
'Cause Maverick gets around good, doesn't he?
he's riding good. We've actually been doing a bunch more riding this summer, and it's funny with kids. So it's like I could ride 3 days a week for 3 months straight, and you might see a marginal gain. But it's like you put a kid, a 7-year-old, on a bike 2 times a week, 3 times a week, and you see massive gains. Not saying that he's some superstar, but I can see from when at the start of summer to now how much better he has got. And it's cool to see that kids can pick up on stuff so quickly, and it's and he's enjoying it too. And then finally, Tucker's at the age he's 3, he'll be 4 in October, and he's big enough for a P-dub or a P-dub, but in 6 months he's going to be too big for it. So did we wait?
Well, I don't know. You can always bolt on a 60 kit to it.
I know, guy.
Oh, no.
Get you a titanium drive shaft.
But
Support and
yeah,
polishing.
so we got the e-bike and the little gas e-bike for Tucker, and I'm cringing at how much I spent, but then you take it home and he hasn't stopped smiling, so it makes it worth it. And it's funny, we have Stasics and he doesn't. I guess I really don't like Stasic. They kind of break a lot.
Yeah.
And like he could never use the brake, and I think it's just too stiff for him.
Yeah.
And he gets on that little bike.
They're big ass handlebars too. Like the grips are big.
Yeah, and it's like
ain't
a cable, like a janky Chinese cable brake. And he got on the bike straight away, and he's using the brake because it's hydraulic. Like it's actually made for a kid. Like it's made for a 4-year-old kid with a small hand, and he's using the brake, and he's standing up. It's like it's pretty cool actually.
Dang. Yeah, I mean we got 10 seconds a lap out of Maverick just by rough talking
That's
him
right,
a little
we
bit
did.
the other day.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but Maverick's in trouble, you think?
Oh, he will be. Yeah. So, but it might work.
It might help him.
Yeah, it might. So.
What is it, 18, 19 years of GNCC racing now? Now you just added another quick
Another
20. Immediately added 20. You guys are screwed.
Yeah. Hey, I like going, man. We signed him up for soccer, and I'm just happy. I'm just happy it rained these last 2 days because I think it was supposed to be practiced yesterday and today, and I think it got called because of the weather. I'd rather take him to the track.
Yeah.
Like I'd
You'd
rather
rather watch
hang
a
out
muddy
with you
dirt
bunch
bike.
of you three knuckleheads. Like I'd rather Maverick hang out with you 3 guys and talk about dirt bikes and like whatever than go to a soccer ground and just rely on someone
Soccer
else.
parents
Yeah,
talking about bullshit nobody cares about, and the
Yeah.
7-year-old crying.
Be a
Oh,
field
this
fairy.
sucks.
and rely on someone else to, I don't know,
No.
kick the ball to you.
Is
or
there
whatever.
no local rugby teams?
Probably no rugby.
Hockey.
I wasn't a rugby player anyway.
Yeah, get them boys wrestling.
I'll go to GNCC.
They can wrestle there.
Yeah. They were wailing on each other the other day, actually.
Yeah.
Like, legit punching. It was
Yeah.
amusing.
Who won?
Tucker.
Oh, shit.
Like, full haymaker, like, just it was amusing.
Must have been that Chuck Liddell haircut that he had before.
He might have learned a couple of things.
Damn Tuck Liddell over there.
Cam must have not been around.
No, she was there watching. She broke it up.
Oh, boy. We want to look at these real quick? Or
Yeah, I guess
sorry.
so. And then we can get out of here.
Yeah.
I feel bad it's getting late. TKO happened this past weekend. Supposed to go, couldn't go. Sorry about it. I need to book my Italy tickets. Manny Lettenbichler
Manchester.
took the win again. Was that 3 in a row now for Manny? Somewhere around there?
Yeah.
Tristan Hart in the number 2 spot. From what I understand, Manny seemed to dominate the weekend out there. Billy Bolt in the number 3 spot. Friend of the program, Oss Ranch rider Will Reardon in the number 4 spot, and Ryder LeBlond in 5th. I do believe that battle between those 3 came down to the final lap. Cody Webb, I think, was up there in the number 2 or number 3 spot, fell down on the hill climb, went back to the number 6 spot on his Yamaha. But Will Reardon was able to make the last second pass over Ryder LeBlond into the number 4 spot to end up second place in points on the season. So shout out to Will getting it done. Second on the year. Good on you. And yeah, check in.
How about a Stark there in 7th?
Thanks. And that's the interesting part about TKO is the way that it's set up. That final moto is a 30-minute moto.
Yeah.
So Stark can make it if you're full up. But, yeah, for him to take a Stark all the way through all the knockouts to make it to the main event and finish 7th. Where's Jordan?
11th.
11th place, Jordan Ashburn on the Gase.
And the track gets harder too, right? So the final moto is the hardest
Yeah.
track.
Yeah.
And is it the shortest moto maybe?
Yeah. It's for
Shortest
sure the
length of
shortest.
track, yeah.
Yeah, so like they do like a time trial where you all go one by one, and then they take those and group you in rows of 6, and then you forward advance from that row. So like the 1s go in a group with the 1s, the 2s go in a group with the 2s, and they kind of knock them out that way. And then the last one, I think they all go at the same time. But then so that right there is the Red Bull Ravine. It is a gnarly hill climb. I didn't get to see much footage of it this year, but usually that thing is just like one of the craziest hill climbs you ever seen, and that's all they can handle to get up it. But then last year, they brought it up and chicaned it back down the hill, and then chicaned it back up the hill with no run up. And I mean, dude, every single one of them dudes were falling.
I
Every
could
single
smell
time.
the antifreeze from right here.
Yeah. Rachel Gooders timed out, like couldn't make it up the second part of it, and I mean she's good. She rides this stuff good, and it's pretty gnarly. But yeah, so they basically in that 30-minute moto. I think it's only like 2 miles, 3 miles, but they take you to the hardest spots on the property, and you're just hitting them back to back to back.
Did you say there's a 4-stroke sportsman class? Go down just a little bit.
Yeah, I did notice that.
I bet DRZ 400. What's his name?
Oots. Jordan
Yeah,
Oots.
Jordan
the
Oots
local guy.
on the
Yeah.
DRZ 400. That'd be sick.
He could probably win it.
Yeah.
I did see a video of
Chase.
Landers.
Chase
Yeah,
Landers
He was
on
on
a
a 4-stroke.
4-stroke, yeah, and that thing
He was
popped.
pulling over.
Danny Lewis was out there in the 13th spot. I meant, did anybody go up there to Denny, or did you guys have to have a presence up at TKO? at
No,
all?
we didn't. So those guys, the IRC, the Hard Enduro team,
Yeah,
they were up
yeah.
there. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know in years past the beta rig went to TKO, and then like guys came in from like Tim Paul came in, and the Mexico beta rider, I forget his name now, super cool guy. The year before that, like Johnny Walker came over. So I know a lot of times the East Coast Off Road beta
Yeah,
team
no.
supported them up there.
We didn't have to this year, so
Because last year was just James
There's a start.
Flynn on a beta, and he was at the IRC tent. So I didn't know if Danny was there. I guess they both just went there.
There's old Wilbur.
yeah, he did good. Hopefully he finds something.
Yeah, I seen his
Who will?
post that he kind of.
Yeah, well, I mean
I heard from the Oz Ranch Instagram he's got 20% off gear deals all day long.
Is he out at Sherco?
I don't. Well, that importer went away, and there's a new importer, so I'm not sure exactly what's happening there. So hopefully he finds something.
He had a good run this year.
He should. He's been up like top 5 in everything he's been at.
He got a win this year. Got some podiums. Yeah. Second on the season.
There's only 4 of those. There's 4 guys there that are really good.
Yeah.
Will, Ryder, Cody, and Tristan.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, but he's definitely one of those 4. So, I mean,
got to be something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's a presence going overseas. I mean, they did Erzberg this year. I mean, I think that's super important, especially for a brand like that. I mean, if they're going to be doing, new importer, they still got to have a face, and he's the best hard enduro rider Sherco has.
Yeah, it's just like the hard enduro scene. I think it's.
Is he the only rider Sherco has?
It's big enough here, but it's like Europe. I think hard enduro is nuts.
Massive.
So it's like, why? If hard enduro is what you want to do, why not go over and try and make it work?
Yeah,
it's like
they have a lot more one-off events that I see like Manny and Billy go to.
But is it like the other stuff in Europe that? Well, this is just our assumption. Is there no prize money?
Mm.
It's like here. I think I saw a couple of races. Those he did that one. And they paid out like the top 10 guys. Like 10th place got money.
But so what I don't get is like the following in hard enduro seems to be so much bigger. Like when you go to these hard enduro events, it feels more like supercross media than it does off-road media. And like all these guys, they got 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 views. They all got their own YouTube channels that are huge. Like it seems like those hard enduro guys on an international level have more popularity, and so you would think that translates to more money, whether it's prize money. I don't know how their deals work. And I guess you probably know a little bit about Wills or something, but like, are those contracts that those guys are signing like comparable to like GNCC contracts, or because it seems like with the Red Bull series and all that stuff going on, it seems like there's a lot more being put into hard enduro.
I don't know. I think there's a few of them that are making more money. I don't think there's like 10s and 20 more people making more money, but there's definitely a couple of those guys that I think are on the pretty good wicket, and I just think there's a lot of stuff. It's like you said, the YouTube following. There's a bunch of people that have a big following, but that doesn't necessarily mean more money. It just means you've got a bunch of followers.
Yeah.
It's like and unfortunately there's those companies that take advantage of that, like the Austrian brand. They take it. I think they're paying. I'm just talking out of my mouth. I don't know any facts or anything. I could be completely wrong, but it's like they might pay a salary that's livable. Then Red Bull might pay another salary that's livable, so they're probably making enough. But they're doing all this content stuff that's creating a bunch of views, but that doesn't make them any more from those companies. So it's like you said, it's the views and the money they get extra would be from YouTube or something extra. So I think it's like, they have their set amount of money coming in and they'll do all this stuff that creates content. But I don't think there's much more coming in from that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you're the YouTube man. It's I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's what I mean. From like you watch like Red Bull Romaniacs, you watch Erzberg, like they have all these giant events that they do. But then, like I said, if you look at the followings, like Instagram followings and stuff, it's a lot like Tristan Hart got a Lego deal. He had Legos that were like Tristan Hart Legos. So it's like it's kind of, and then like going to the events, like when you go to TKO, it probably feels similar to what an ISD is. I haven't been, but like I would walk through the woods at TKO and not hear a bit of English. Like people are just there from all over the world. And the one thing that I noticed too is like I'll be at GNCC standing there waiting on you guys to come by, and it'll be like the top 3 guys coming by, and like all the people around me, who was that? Who was that? Who was that? Which one was that? Stu or was that? Like they don't know nothing.
Yeah.
And then when I'm in the woods at TKO filming, it's like a 5-year-old kid will be naming people that I've never even heard of. Like the fans just seem a lot more engaged and a lot more in touch with whatever they're doing, however they're doing it. So I didn't know if that translated to more money somewhere. I don't know.
I don't know.
Purely speculation.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it's like I didn't know the Lego deal was real, but if it is, like, is that a monetary deal, or is it? Do you just do?
I helped put the Lego together.
Oh, there you go. What do you just do the Lego deal because it's Lego? Like,
I think Spencer Wilton reached out, like somehow met someone at Lego and kind of sold them on Tristan because they call Tristan the robot.
yeah,
he
but
had to have
but
got
that's-
paid somehow.
But that's what I
Yeah,
mean. It's like,
I think-
is he just getting a cut of sales, or
Yeah.
what? Like, because I mean, there's
Got 10 free Lego sets.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
there's sponsors.
I don't
there's-
think it was
there's
crazy, but yeah.
there's companies out there that if they came to me and they'd be like, don't ask me who right now because I can't think, but there'd be some companies that are like, we want to be a party program. We don't have money, but we'll give you some cool shit. I'll be like, yeah, let's do it. It's like the Lego thing. If someone came to me and said, hey, we'll do these Lego, we'll sell them. We can give you a small commission, no money. But do you want to be it? Or do you want to do it? I'm like, yeah, why would
I'll be at
like
Lego.
a shit like that you just would never say no to.
Yeah.
So it doesn't always necessarily mean you're making money, but there's sometimes deals like that come around where you're like,
It's cool.
yeah,
Too cool
like
to pass
yes,
Yeah. Well, for what it's worth, this whole best well-rounded rider thing that came up this year that kind of took everything by storm. It's been talked about a lot on here, but looking
Oh my
across
gosh.
it, I think
I know what you're talking about.
you guys, no, I'm just saying, like, you guys, like GNCC guys, you guys on the front row, I do believe collectively are the most talented group of dirt bike riders in the world. So it's cool to see that. I think
I'm
you
no good at Enduro, so I'll give you that. Take me out of the equation.
Seen that firsthand.
Yeah, but no, I mean, it got into like all the different disciplines and all the stuff throughout the world, and so just throwing that out there.
Oz Ranch has a section dedicated to Josh for the meltdown.
There's a number plate hammered up to the
Is
tree.
it still there?
I think so. I don't go down there.
That was
The strangest den.
that was a top 3 Josh moment I've ever witnessed.
The other two involved alcohol.
Number 1 definitely did.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah, the well-rounded thing. I forgot about that.
That took the internet by storm there for a little bit.
Yeah.
Fun stuff.
Anyway, what else you got, Josh?
No, that's it.
Yeah.
Well, hey man, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for coming over.
Thanks for the text.
We got somewhat of a studio set up now.
I need to get you some memorabilia.
Yeah.
Something.
Jersey. Something.
Been a long time, a lot of Warzone wins, and I still don't have Josh Strang jersey.
Oh, speaking of Warzone, I've been playing.
Have you?
Yeah. I saw you online the other day, and I was like, there's no way.
Not on Warzone.
Yeah, see.
I need to. You need to let me know which. I don't know what I need to download.
I don't either.
There's too many of them now.
Maverick got spoiled for his birthday, and he.
Yeah, Maverick got a new PlayStation.
Oh well, yeah. Cameron promised him that. Cameron promised him that new Supercross 25 game.
Yeah.
At the end of school.
Yeah.
And we didn't know it was for PS5 only, and so she promised it. And
See, we probably can't even play together,
No, I think it's still cross-platform or whatever.
even on PS4.
Yeah, I think so.
Did Maverick on ground or on the ground war?
No, he doesn't get on the zone.
Oh yeah.
But so
Just wait till the new GTA comes out. Maverick be on that every day.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, the package Cam got just so happened to be a Call of Duty package. So, so I've been
For Maverick's PlayStation.
Yeah. He can't play it.
So when Josh is playing, he's sitting in Maverick's room. And the kids
No, I'm
asleep
downstairs.
right behind him.
Downstairs in the gate. There's all these toys and shit everywhere, and I'm with the headset on. So I dabble in it, not as much as I used to, but I dabble in it.
Dude, I got back on it there consistently for a while, but then I haven't played all summer.
Dude, you're too balls deep in
on.
golf. You got the
I'd
damn
like to
simulator now. You're screwed. You can't do nothing else.
Oh yeah.
It hasn't. It's the same as what it was at post-COVID, like the boom.
Yeah.
Like it's the same, and it's still there's like I don't know. There's this addicting thing about it that just makes you
Shoot
play
people.
again.
Dude, yeah. COVID Warzone.
Yeah.
Like I try to tell people, like literally every single night of the week, we
Yeah.
would spend hours playing Warzone.
Yeah, it was.
And Lyndon, I think, was in Australia then too, so it was like trying to
well,
link up the timing and.
Well, then he was in my spare room for a
Yeah,
while, and that
yeah.
was dangerous because we'd go for a bicycle ride. Cam would be at work. We'd get home, and you kind of, I don't know, let's jump on the Warzone for an hour.
Recovery. We
Yeah.
gotta recover. We just worked it out.
Yeah, so it was deadly back then.
You gotta check out the new video game in the garage now.
Oh, the golf.
Yeah,
Actually, been playing a bit of golf too.
the missus is a lot more lenient on golf than Xbox. So.
I could see that. Wait
That's
till
what
you
we
get
ought to
married.
do. We ought to go get on the golf course one
Yeah,
day.
Westport.
No,
Westport's
No.
It's not that bad. We went the other
it's
day.
that bad.
Well, you got to hit it in the fairway, man.
Yeah, but even the fairway's 6 inches long with leaves everywhere,
Well, maybe. Did
and
you
then
go,
the green is diseased and
it's
like big
not,
holes.
It's not
and
great, but for a bunch of
Yeah.
golfers like us, it's
If
not
it was
bad.
$15, I'd be about it.
How
But
much
they
is
still,
it?
They still charge more than Lincolnton Country Club.
Really?
Yeah, they charge like $40.
How far is it from here, though? 10 minutes?
Not
Lincoln
even.
Country Club's like 30
It's right next to
drive.
Zach Tussle with Raymond James Financial.
Can we play Callens Ford or Verdict Ridge? Or do you have to be a member?
You
Verdict
gotta-
Ridge
gotta
you
have
can.
Deep pockets.
Can't you play it
Is
on
it
your
expensive?
simulator?
I think. No,
Yeah, we can play all these courses on the simulator. I wonder what Westport on the simulator looks like.
Is it on there?
Yeah.
No shit.
I play at Lincolnton Country Club in my garage all the time.
No shit.
But yeah, Verdict Ridge you can play during the week only. You can't play on weekends.
Okay.
And it's expensive and it sucks. It doesn't suck. I don't like it.
It's too hard. Doesn't even fit.
It is hard.
Yeah, I've played a little bit. Let's do some golf.
We need an OTP golf outing.
Not this week. I'm out of town.
Yeah, you got some stuff going. We do got to figure out a fantasy football draft
Yeah,
this
we
week,
do.
though.
I'm
What,
coming
you got
strong.
third
yeah,
last year?
So first year rookie season, I think I was like 6th or something.
Rookie season.
What's the next
Were
one?
you last
Sophomore?
or you or Nelco was last?
I wasn't last. Yeah, I think it might have been Nelco because they're
Yeah.
supposed
Do
to.
y'all have a thing? If you're last in the fantasy football, like a
Yeah, so
punishment?
we did. It was supposed to be whoever got last because like Zacho's in it, you're in it, Nelco's in it, Bolton Baroth, like there's a bunch of dudes in it, and so the last place person had to race a race in blue jeans,
So who
and
was
it
last?
never happened.
Who got last?
I think it was
Yeah,
Nelco.
it was Nelco. But that was the first year. I don't think we had a last place prize.
Yeah, I don't think we had something last.
I'm
Y'all
pretty
have
sure
a-
he raced finish days in blue jeans. That might
Counts.
be true.
Do you
So,
have a buy-in?
Yeah.
$500.
Yep.
Nah, just kidding.
Winner
Son of
gets
a
100. I
bitch.
pocket the rest.
What is it?
It's full.
Oh,
Well, is everyone still playing?
Yeah, because Dylan De La Cruz really wants it,
Yeah.
but it's a 10-man league, so I could bump it to 12. Like most fantasy football leagues are 12. So if you
Well,
want in, we can talk.
I'd
But we got a draft this week.
Yeah, I got it before I leave.
Yeah, because then the season
what?
starts
Yeah.
September.
Wednesday or Thursday.
It's gonna have to be, yeah.
So I was
gotta-
third last year. I think I jumped into the lead for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I was pretty excited about it.
I'll play.
All right. Yeah, we got it. Yeah. we
What?
just gotta
How
get
much
on.
is the buy-in?
Just $20?
Yeah, I'll give it a go.
There was talks about bumping it up. We have to vote, figure it out.
I need to do a bit of research.
Do you have like a
No,
group
that was
text or something?
No, Osborne wanted to
Yeah.
bump it up. That's because he money bags.
Yeah.
We don't have that kind of money.
Hey,
$20
that's
is
your
good.
teammate.
Same employer.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick while we're here, I think you guys need to bump up the last place stakes a little bit more because I've seen some pretty messed up ones on the
Yeah,
internet
we
here
need
lately.
We
something
do
better.
have a Waffle House here now.
Dude, like what was
It
it?
was-
The guy went in there every hour from the time the pubs opened to when they closed. He had to have
One drink or something.
one
Loser
drink,
has to
2
enlist in the
beers,
army.
1 shot. 2 beers, 1 shot per hour.
Dude, I wouldn't make it 2 hours. I'd make it that.
Yeah, I'm good.
But we could do the Waffle House thing. We have to spend 24 hours in a Waffle House, and
Not at this one.
You
Yeah.
you can lose an hour for every waffle you eat.
Oh, dude,
I'd be in and
I'll
out,
be
dude.
out of that son of a bitch in 30 minutes.
I bet you couldn't eat 24 waffles in 30 minutes.
If it was
I'll
my
put
ticket
$100
out of there, I
I'll
would.
put $100 on that.
I could try.
I know you can try.
I wouldn't be long. I wouldn't be there longer than 2 hours.
That's a fact.
24 waffles in 2 hours.
Dude.
Well, 22, I guess technically, because
Yeah,
my 2 hours would count.
I can puke and come back, but I'm puking rally before my day. I could do it.
I don't know. I think that'd be tough.
Figure something out. Yeah. Thanks, Josh, for coming over, stopping by. Thanks, Big Tom. Thanks, Big Rig Craig.
Yeah.
Good show. Didn't really have a plan going into this, but I think it turned out all right.
Yeah.
But,
Good luck next week.
Thanks.
Walking.
Yeah, bring your walking shoes.
Good luck the following
You
week.
got your Hokas? Your on clouds?
I had one. You said Hokas. Well, I see my ankle's jacked up, so if I don't have good shoes,
Cam,
just ruins
kids,
my
no
week.
one's coming?
Nah,
Just
I
lone wolfing
wanted
it?
Cam to come, but the boys start school and she starts
They
work.
They can't spend 2 weeks by themselves.
Well, she starts work too,
Oh.
and it's Maverick.
But they
starts,
could if she wasn't starting work.
Yeah, so if it was a different week, she would have came.
Yeah.
No, he's
Matt
first
could-
grade.
Oh, you can leave him with the Outlaws.
Yeah, Matt-
They can
Matt-
babysit a couple weeks.
Kids are fragile, man.
Yeah,
Like you send them to school without their parents, especially this. I think like maybe down the road, grade 3, 4, 5. I don't think they care, but he's still.
He's tough going to preschool?
Just
Yeah,
hey,
and he don't.
we'll babysit him for 2 weeks.
No, that'll go
You
great.
just said you wanted to hang out with someone like us compared to people like us.
You said that.
I'll take him to work.
We'll put him in the Mighty Pee Wee
Yeah.
race at
I got
Mid-East this
Josh's dog
weekend.
at my house. I mean, that's kind of the same
That's
thing.
what
It's his
you
kid.
should talk.
Cam into
Yeah,
taking him racing.
yeah. We've been trying to go to some locals.
So we're in Union this weekend, but the next two are Morganton.
I need to make sure that she races the electric bike, otherwise he'll get protested.
What do y'all have a 60 kid?
Too many gigawatts.
The 50
running dual
the
batteries.
gas 50 has a big wheel, and
Yeah.
I'm just there's
that
too
was
many.
a mess.
There's too many mini parents that are just too into it.
You just signed up for another one.
Yeah, but I don't care. Like, let him go race with the 65s. I really don't give a shit.
Well,
Like,
hell, he's about big enough to be on one.
yeah, but man, yeah. So anyway,
Is Beta going to make him a 65?
I don't think so. That'd be cool. I want Beta to bring a 250F out. That'd be more important, I think.
Then a 352 stroke.
No, than a 65.
It's in the
two-stroke.
works.
When do you guys
You
get
got
to
any
ride
information?
What's that?
250F.
No, I don't know anything.
that? What about the new two-stroke? Have you, you guys know
I
when you're
actually
going
talked
to
to
ride one?
Colin today, and he said they got just 2 into the warehouse in
Oh,
California.
hell yeah.
And he took one out over the weekend and rode it. He said it was pretty good. So that's geared something crazy. What did he say?
Was that the 352 stroker?
Yeah, 1447.
Oh, Jack's going to be fired up, dude.
He ain't getting on one of
He
those.
said he needs it.
He can buy one with his own money.
Shit.
I'm not letting him race one of those.
My
things.
shoulder dislocated thinking about that.
Yeah. All right, boys.
Bitch.
All right. Thanks, fellas. Be a friend, tell a friend, let them know about OTP. Check out Yamaha USA. We will be back to racing this weekend. Union, South Carolina, Mid-East, Harris Scramble Series. I'll be down there on the microphone with a Yamaha in tow. Big thanks to them. Big thanks to these 3 gentlemen for joining us. And big thanks to you all watching along with OTP. We'll see you next week.
See you.